Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the CAF Plus channel. We've got a CAF update for you tonight, our 280th, and a packed show tonight as well. We've got Chuck Costas here from Prop Store. We're going to be talking about their latest auction and featuring a few lots from that when we talk about it. And I'll have Wolvie Fan will be dropping by for a final Bub Crawl review, which we've got some photos and some videos from that. And of course, Mr. Mr. Snork will be back with picks later this show and talking about his favorite stuff from CAF last week. But we're going to get things started off with a prop store preview here. So let me bring in Chuck Costas and we will find out what's going on over at Prop Store. It's been a while since I've had you on
Hey,
this. Hey, how are you?
well, I'm doing all right. Sorry I missed the OAX show this year. Hope to be there next year with everybody. But no, we've been staying busy. We've been doing auction after auction. This has got a combination of animation art plus some art plus a whole bunch of props and everything. This is our spring auction that's coming up March 25th through the 27th that we'll be talking about. But I've been staying busy. We just did a poster auction. I don't know, constantly we're doing things with the studios as well out here. So I'm keeping busy, which is great. So living large in the hobby, which is amazing.
That's the way you should be living in this hobby.
Yeah,
And but no, that's great, man. And we did miss you this year at OAX. Sorry you couldn't make it, but there's always next year.
there is next year. I am planning on doing it next year. So I will
Good.
hopefully see everybody there. And congratulations on the attendance.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I guarantee you that. So hey, before we get started, the last time we did have you on, now I'm kind of remembering we were talking about the situation with the fires, last year and things with your home. Are you anywhere back to closer to being settled or not?
It's a great question, and it's actually good to be able to talk about it because I know a lot of people hear about it. It's been over a year at this point in time. I can say we have plans that have been drafted. But what's interesting is you hear a lot in the news about how the city is actually delaying approval of the plans. Actually, that's been fine. They've actually done a pretty good job of it. But I think where a lot of folks like myself is once we got the plans drawn up, we've gotten estimates from some of the contractors as to what it's going to cost to rebuild.
Mhm.
And to be honest, we were sort of shocked a couple of weeks ago because we talked to our architect, and it was probably about 3 times more than what we thought it was going to be. And I think what I'm hearing from all my neighbors and people in the area is that there's sort of this sticker shock of what's going on with the rising cost of construction and
Right.
everything that's going on, and frankly all the unknowns of how long is it actually going to take to build. And a lot of these contracts are built around a certain assumption around how long it's going to take, and then if you exceed that, then there's additional fees that you have to pay. So I think we're I guess interesting to hear firsthand. We're sort of, I would say, in a state of decision. Do we continue to build back in the area that we were, or do we buy somewhere else? And it's a tough decision, I'll be honest. No matter what, I think unfortunately I'm probably have to let go of a few pieces out of the collection to sort of help build the new house that it's going to be. But we didn't expect it to be so hard. We thought it would just be sort of simply get the plans, go build, and move forward. But we're having to think through it and have to think through with our neighbors, like, how long is it going to take to rebuild this area? Some of our neighbors that didn't lose their houses are just thinking about getting back into their houses, or they're just finishing up cleanup, or even the ones next door haven't even started the cleanup. So it's been over a year, and it's sad to see how slow it's been, but very realistic. And I would say for those that anybody that knows people out there that have been through something similar, keep in mind a lot of these things are 5 to 10 year journeys for a lot of the people that have to recover. And so one thing that we're doing here at Prop Store is we haven't forgotten about the victims. We donated last year through CORE, which is an organization that is helping fire victims here in Los Angeles, and then we plan on continuing our relationship with them this year, just because we know that the road to recovery is a lot longer, and some people need a little bit of help. So we're trying to do everything we can to continue to help fire victims out there. So thanks for asking.
No. Well, keep us posted. It was not an easy thing to go through, obviously, and yeah, clearly I had a feeling that the situation with just the rising prices of everything. I mean, you go past the gas station today and you see what the cost of things are, and then the scale to which the situation that you're dealing with all the other properties and things that can get, yeah. we feel for you.
I will say, like I said, and for those that didn't hear, I mean, dealing with the comic art insurance actually was probably one of the easier parts of that. They were very good about settling that up. The sort of, at least any about that got settled very quickly. So people that have out there do have insurance, work with insurance partners, and as far as I know, they haven't got me as an insurance partner either. So I still have insurance, and look forward to working with. I'm working with CIA right now. So look forward to continuing the relationship with them into the future.
Well, that's good. I just renewed our collectibles insurance policy on Monday. So, it's imperative to have, as both a business and a collector these days. So, are you at the prop store, like warehouse, office space? Where are you this evening?
We are in one of our photo studios. We have four photo studios here. So I'm in what we call our poster studio, where we have a wall that magically sucks paper products onto the wall so that you can shoot them and get the wrinkles out of them. So it was something that we devised over here, we put together and built. So it's pretty cool. But yes, we have like a lot of black background here. So you'll just see my arms and my head flailing since I blend into the background a little bit.
No, nothing wrong with that. We can see you crystal clear. So tell me about this particular auction. Clearly you've got a very attractive Frazetta over your right shoulder there, and then consoles on your left.
Yeah, I think the first thing that people are asking is why is Prop Store selling a Frazetta? Well, I do think that Frazettas have obviously been getting a lot of attention. But this particular Frazetta, what attracted me to it is it actually has a movie tie-in, which is a lot of our auctions are entertainment memorabilia based. Many people may not have seen it, but in 1977, they released a movie called The People That Time Forgot. And this was a book cover done in 1973 for the Ace paperback edition of that book. And I think at the time, sort of taking Frazetta's career into perspective, in the 60s and 70s, he was doing paperback covers for both Conan, Tarzan, and then other Edgar Rice Burroughs properties, including John Carter of Mars. But this is a book cover that was done for a second in a trilogy for The People That Time Forgot. Predecessor to that was The Land That Time Forgot. But there is a movie tie-in in that. Like I said, there was a movie in 1977 made about this book. I am probably one of the only people that went and saw that movie in the theaters instead of Star Wars, because I lived in Indonesia at the time. So this is what was playing when I got to go see the movies. It was a prehistoric, I hate to say that the special effects weren't quite as good as Star Wars, but the budget wasn't as big either. But yeah, it was a full-fledged movie done, and Patrick Wayne, the son of John Wayne, was the star in the movie. But, I think what kicked it off and what kicked off the Burroughs revival in some ways were these amazing Frazetta paintings that brought sort of a new generation into the Burroughs books. And so this painting is a little bit larger than some of the other paintings that he was doing at the time. It's 18 by 24. It is known, I guess in the Frazetta world, as Captive Princess. That's what he did. But it was originally done probably in 1972 for the 73 novel. But what's interesting in studying it, and when you look at the pictures online that we've got over at propstore.com, you can see the final painting that we have here is slightly different than what was published. And I think, it's typical of Frazetta. He would go and rework paintings later before he ended up selling this. And this painting was originally sold in 1994 at Alexander Galleries. Everybody may know Alexander Acevedo. He had one of the very first gallery shows for Frazetta, and was selling paintings at that time. And this was purchased back in 1994 and then put in a private collection for a number of years until now it's being sold. So I think it's an amazing painting. It's got sort of all the elements you're looking for in a Frazetta. It's got the babes, the brutes, and of course the Burroughs connection that goes along with it. So it's been a pleasure to be able to sort of study it for the last few weeks, and hopefully it will end up in somebody out there's wall pretty soon.
Well, it's a beauty, and 18 by 24 is a decent size Frazetta to be able to hang on your wall.
It is. And I will say the other thing too is we realize, this one is estimated at $500,000 to $1 million. So for those who've been following the Frazetta market lately, I think, everybody saw the fact that the Vampirella cover sold for $3.1 million not too long ago. I'd say the Luana cover, I think, was $1.75 million. That also sort of had a movie connection to it as well. most of the Frazettas that have been selling in at least in the last year, which is when we've seen this Frazetta market really take off, even though it's always been sort of hot. Almost all of them have sold for over $1 million. So we've estimated this at $500,000 to $1 million. If it goes close to the low part of the estimate, I think somebody out there is getting a bargain. And we are also allowing people up to a 12-month payment plan on this. So if somebody's thinking about it, feel free to reach out to me at chuck@propstore.com. Happy to discuss payment terms for it, because I want somebody to end up with this. And we also considered, trade for future auctions or things that we can put into future auctions as a way of sort of helping to pay this off. We know it's a large investment, but we think it's really kind of, if you're looking for a Frazetta, this is the time to buy this one, because I do think that, as we've seen historically, prices on Frazettas just haven't sort of stopped. They just keep going up and up and up, out of most people's reach already, but will continue to potentially get that way as well.
Certainly. So, for time payments, is that something where you, based on the price, you work it out with the buyer in terms of what would be the down payment and kind of go from there? Is that?
Yeah, we have already cleared it with the consignor to say, hey, is this allowable? And I think they're just like, yeah, absolutely. Understand that it's a large investment, and so we want to do what we can. So if it's 12 equal payments or there's a larger percentage up front, happy to talk to people and figure out what works within their budget, and then clear it with the consignor before we go to auction. And then, then people can feel free to bid away. And this will be sold on the first day of the auction, which is coming up next Wednesday, March the 25th. We're going to have a preview event on March the 24th at the Peterson Automotive Museum, which is where the live auction is going to take place. You're welcome to attend that for free if you're here in Los Angeles. Both the preview event is free, as well as attending the auction itself the next day and seeing that. And the Frazetta will be on display for you to study if you want to come in and look at a Frazetta in person.
Well, that, where you've done the previews in the past look like a really great place to do that. So I guess if anybody's in the area, and I think you've had a few calf collectors show up to those events in the past.
We do. Yeah, it's always great to see people. I mean, to be honest, they become like little conventions. They're not quite as big as what happened with OAX, but we got, a good 250 or so people in the door. And so it becomes more of just like a chance for collectors to get together. Yes, you get to see some great stuff that we're going to be auctioning, but what I think is the great part about it is just sort of sitting down at a table, having a drink, talking to folks, and just catching up with what they're interested in and what they're collecting these days. And then also seeing some of this stuff before if you're thinking about buying it, to see it in person, you really want to know what you're buying. And so I think, come check out the Frazetta. We will have typically I wouldn't put it on an oil, but we have a plexi covering on top of it, just to make sure that nobody spills some wine or anything on top of it while we're at the event. So.
Can't have that. No.
Can't have that. No.
Yeah, David Wetzel says that he's going to be there. While we're not going to talk about it or look at these things, Number One Marvel Fan does say that's the perfect auction to start your Marvel prop collection. So I assume there must be some Marvel film props in this.
There is a Ironmonger. If you're looking for something big that says Iron Man and looks a lot like the Iron Man costume, there's an Ironmonger who is obviously Obadiah Stane. We have actually one of the Iron Man drones from Iron Man 2. We've got a full-size Blade costume. We have a Black Panther helmet, which is the first one that's ever been offered for public sale. It's a stunt helmet that was, cracked when it was used on set and then retired. But if you've been looking for one of those in a historic movie, this is your chance to get a Black Panther helmet. And I think we probably have some other Marvel stuff that I'm forgetting about. I know a Marvel's Daredevil costume, a really fantastic one from the final season. So yeah, a lot of great Marvel stuff, but plenty, 1,550 other items, 225 of those being animation lots. And so the animation section of this will be on the last day. We thought we would curate a sort of examples from across the spectrum, whether it be Japanese manga stuff, from Akira to Simpsons to things from video games like Space Ace. We tried to have a little sampling for everybody of different things, and it's been interesting. We have a gentleman named Russ Singler that's from our UK office, and he and I sort of put our heads together as to like what titles do we think people want to see, Batman animated, other things. 90s is really coming back right now, and really, the days of going to the Warner Brothers stores, everybody remembers them, but when people were younger, they may not have been able to spend $500 on an animation cell back then, but we wanted to bring those back and give people a shot to pick up those things that from their childhood that they remember fondly, but maybe never had a chance to buy.
Sure. Yeah, no, I remember the Warner Brothers stores. Finally, we bring them up every at least once a month, I think here. But we did have an A2X, so we expanded OAX and to have we had I think 4 exhibitors that had that were specific to animation art this last time around, and we also had a few other sellers that brought animation art. So we're really trying to diversify the narrative artworks that are on the floor to include animation and things related to film. So I think you're going to see that slowly start expanding. So it's a good fit for you guys, in the future.
It's a really good fit in that it obviously the cells were the things that were used to make the actual, usually in television or movie productions, and so that fits in with what we sell. Typically we sell physical objects, but those cells are really those physical remnants of making those. But also, I think for comic art folks as well, it's a great transition. And for whatever reason, I don't know, I've just had more of an affinity of sort of going back and reliving some of that animation and seeing it and really appreciating it, where in the past I sort of skipped over it. I think as the prices on comic art have gone up, you realize that animation is affordable, and you can think about what were some of your favorite episodes. And we'll come to this one over here. This is one of my favorite Simpsons episodes. So it's always great to be able to relive that through buying a piece of animation, and it may only cost you $1,500 versus $15,000 or $150,000, which is comic art is sort of going for these days.
So true. So we did pick 10 pieces, I think, to talk about here tonight. We just talked about one of them, of course, the Frazetta. So do you want to go through the other 9?
Yeah, let's go through the list just to give people a little bit of a sampling. I don't want to spend too much time, but for those that haven't checked out, go to propstore.com. You can see the entire catalog there and sort of peruse through it. But this is a highlights of some of the comic book pieces, the movie art related pieces, as well as the animation pieces. So really sort of try to combine all 3 of those and give you a taste of each of those categories. But please go through the rest of the catalog and see if there's anything else that might float your boat. But let's get started. Did you want me to go through the list, or do you want to introduce them one at a time? Here we go.
Well, I can go through. Yeah, I know we had the Terminator piece as the next one, and just so everybody knows,
as the first
link in the chat for everybody to go to the main auction listing where they can see everything that is available. But yeah, tell us about this piece.
Yes, so starting with sort of movie art, we'll start with that section. This piece sort of stuck out to me. We've got 2 Terminator. We've got a Terminator 1 jacket in this auction that's really beat up from the very end of the sequence where he sort of takes off the jacket. But then we also have a Terminator 2 costume in this one as well. But to go along that for art collectors, this was the UK poster for the Terminator, for the very first Terminator that came out. So us people, myself, this was not the Terminator poster that I remember seeing, but for those in the UK, this may have been the art that you saw. And what I love about original art for posters is it's as a comic art collector, it actually sort of is, I don't know, in some ways even better to see the final movie poster artwork, because they're such finished, and then they were reproduced everywhere and sort of represent the movie, but also a piece of artwork that you can put on the film. Or on the wall. So if you're a fan of Terminator, I think this is a great piece to add to your collection.
Well, I think everyone out there, I want to find one art collector or fan of this whole genre that says they don't like the Terminator, the film. I mean, the first one, still a classic.
And then this one is a comp. So it's not the final piece by Bob Peak that was used for Rollerball, but is very close to that. So if you compare this to the final poster art that I think sold last year, if I remember correctly. So the final art has been out on the market and sold. This is a comp, but an earlier comp of that. Very similar and very, to the final composition of that, but you can see some differences. But what I like about it as a comp is it's also very finished. Comps go to varying levels. This I would consider a very finished comp, and it's got, for Rollerball, I think was a great example of Peak style. You get to see that, especially towards the, the top of the painting, and sort of that blending of, sort of the image into the background. That was very, very Peak at its finest. But another great large piece that I would like to add to my collection. I don't know if you're a fan of Rollerball, this could be your ultimate grail.
My parents did let me watch, the film when it finally made it to TV. So it was a little violent for a young me, but I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
It's kind of like Logan's Run. That kind of also freaked me out when I was a kid. But yeah, we've had pieces from that too. So, and what do we have next on our?
We've got some Star Wars.
It's an obligatory Ralph McQuarrie. So almost every auction we have a great Ralph McQuarrie piece. This is one of my favorites in this auction. This is a preliminary concept painting that McQuarrie had done for Empire Strikes Back. It showcases Darth Vader on a lava planet, and so I think they play around with budgets, and I think ultimately they decided at the end that they were going to put him back on the Death Star. But I think they toyed around with this idea that he was going to have his headquarters on a lava planet, and this was how McQuarrie had conceptualized this. They didn't use it in this movie, but I think later on in one of the later Star Wars movies, they actually do bring back this idea of the lava planet, so it's stuck around in the Star Wars universe for quite some time. But this is a larger McQuarrie. I mean, it's not a huge painting, but when you look at it, it's bigger than some of his other concepts that he would do, and very similar to those portfolio. I think a lot of people have probably seen the portfolio plates that came out. The final paintings for those portfolios were a similar size to this, so not a finished painting, but at the price range that it's at, it's a great McQuarrie to add to your collection.
There you go, Jeff, our resident fan, super fan of Star Wars, says Vader's castle gets revisited in Episode 3 and Rogue One. Okay. And Rich even notes the same thing.
At least the idea got used eventually, yes.
Exactly. And the McQuarrie book was fantastic. I've only seen it. I've not owned. I don't own a copy of it. I really would love to get a copy of that book, but it would be even better just to own a piece of his art. So this is an opportunity.
Yes, we'll plug it for written by David Mandel, Brandon Allinger, who works here at Prop Store, and Wade LaJose, who does a lot of our layouts for our catalogs. They combine to make that Ralph McQuarrie book, and it's a bear of a book. It's quite a coffee table. It's almost a coffee table by itself.
It really is. If it had legs, it would be a coffee table. But hey, I'll put a link in the chat too, because I know that Dave Mandel did a little preview over on his YouTube channel for this auction, and and I got
Stuff
to watch.
That Dreams Are Made Of. For those that aren't familiar with the podcast, go check it out on YouTube. And we just released today a video that previews a lot of this comic art plus more, including this piece, and he talks a little bit about it from his perspective, having discovered it for that book that you were just referencing.
All right, yeah, and if you're not subscribed to their channel, I would encourage you to do it. If you love things related to film, they talk about art quite a bit over there as well, and Dave Mandel is very insightful on pretty much any topic he chooses to speak on. All right, Dave Dorman next, and this is from...
Yeah, this kind of bridges from movies to comic books, so I kind of put it in the middle here. But yes, this is a 1993 cover that Dave Dorman did for an Indiana Jones book. I believe it was also used for the first omnibus that they did, collecting the Indiana Jones books. But a huge, I don't say huge, a very large Indiana Jones painting, and I love the style. Frankly, I hadn't seen it before, but I think it's up there with some of the Star Wars covers that he was doing around that same period of time. Also a Lucasfilm property. Obviously Lucas had first rights to buy a lot of these paintings, and so he may have bought a lot of Dave Dorman's paintings. But as far as I know, this is the first time that this piece has been offered to the market. So I think that's great. Comes with a prelim as well, so you get to see that, and a copy of the comic signed by Dorman to sort of complete the package there. But I love it. It's a great Indiana Jones image. I know Herb Trimpe used to tell me when he was drawing Indiana Jones that Marvel specifically told him that they could not use Harrison Ford's likeness. But this is, I don't know if they told the same thing when he was working on this, but this is as close to the likeness as I think you can get, with maybe not being exactly the likeness, but it's pretty nice. So beautiful if you're an Indiana Jones fan.
Indeed. Now, I think we're doing a little bit of comic book artwork here next.
Yes, now we want to transition fully into comic book artwork. So
what do we got here? Dave Cockrum, Uncanny X-Men from 161. All right.
Yeah, so this was starting when I started reading X-Men. I remember buying this issue down in Florida. This was, I always thought it was a fill-in issue, and it probably was a fill-in issue, but it was that weird transition period where other people had started, sort of were doing fill-in issues. You had Sienkiewicz doing issue 159, you had Brandon Anderson doing 160, and then you came back to Cockrum, and they told this story of Xavier and Magneto, sort of going back to the Jewish Holocaust, and they were fighting in this one Baron Strucker. And so this is a story about a woman that they were sort of rescuing and sort of talked about the fight, and I think this set the stage for the first X-Men movie and the backstory of Magneto. So important storyline in the history of X-Men. And I think you've got both Magneto and Charles Xavier on it. What's also nice is on the back, there's a little Cockrum head sketch of Charles Xavier. That's a little bonus that you get along with this. But yeah, I think over time, as we saw in sort of previous, in sort of these last auctions, these second run Cockrum pages have been getting, crazier and crazier. I think this is a reasonably priced, second run page from an important storyline. So don't miss out on it. Check it out. It's in the auction. I'll also say that there's another Silvestri page from 244, which is right before the Fall of the Mutants. It's a great Storm page. So, but I wanted to pick one X-Men page. For me, I'm a Cockrum guy. So.
All right, I did not see the Silvestri, so or else I would have made you. I would have thrown this up too. Okay, well, everybody can look for that. You can go over to propstore.com and search for it. Let's see what's next. Okay, we have a Keith Giffen Who's Who page. This is Giffen left. His legacy is permanently cemented in art fan history, right? I mean, he's just his work, his storytelling, his love for Kirby, and while I've never owned a piece by him, I've got to correct that someday. He is one of my favorite artists of the the last 20 years. I can tell you that.
Well, I think it's great that it's a Keith Giffen piece, but it's also cool because this is one of the first Peacemaker images that was done for the DC Universe. So for those that remember, I think he made his first appearance in Crisis 6, if I remember correctly. And so they brought the Charlton characters into the DC Universe through the Crisis series. And this was done around that same time as when Crisis was coming out. So I always love the Marvel Universe pinups. I love the DC Who's Who's pinups. And frankly, I love that last season of the Peacemaker with John Cena, who we actually had an event over at the Mayborn Hotel here in Los Angeles in Beverly Hills the other day. And who walks in? It was John Cena. Not necessarily to our event, but he was getting some food right across the way. So it was good to see Cena, in there. But I love that version of Peacemaker. I thought he did a fantastic job with it. Hope to see him in future movies. But that final season I thought was really well done. And I thought if you look at this image that we have of the Peacemaker, very similar to what we saw on screen.
Indeed, it is very close. Let's see here. Next piece. We have some animation cells.
We got an animation. Yeah.
Is this the one behind you or no?
This is, it's right up here.
Okay.
So this is what they, for those that are animation fans, you obviously know this is a pan cell or panoramic cell that they would pan across it so that they would give some sense of camera movement and could look at all the characters. For first appearance collectors, it is the first appearance of Wily Kit and Wily Cat. This is from Thundercats the movie, which actually came out early in the animated series for Thundercats. So I think it's a great cell that pictures, great team cell here, a pan cell. It's got all those things as an animation collector that you kind of want. It sort of chalks up for rarity in original background, I believe, as well. So, just a great piece if you're a Thundercats fan.
Well, it's I'm just looking back to you. I want to go full screen again. What's the overall size on that?
Let me see. It probably says online. I'd guess at least 18 to 20 inches wide on the cell, and then probably 10 to 12 inches height, something along those lines. At least that's the matted area. Obviously, extends a little bit outside of the matted area there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty large. I mean, larger than a normal comic book page, or at least longer than a normal comic book page, but still manageable on your wall. And so
sure.
I think what's great about animation is it pops, as far as the colors that pop, and you can unlike a lot of comic book art, my wife always tells me that it's all just black and white and it all looks the same when it's on the wall. These color pieces do pop a little bit more. So see what fits in your decor in our selection and choose wisely.
Well, there we give everybody another close-up.
A great cell if you're a Thundercats fan. I can't think of one that's much better than this.
All right. Well, next up.
Yes, Masters of the Universe. And I was happy to see this as well. Again, I believe this is the original background on it. So a matching background with Skeletor. So I think the throne is actually drawn in the background, and then you've got Beastman off to his right. I think just, another just great example if you like Skeletor, if you like He-Man, it's all coming back. And it's funny when I I guess years ago would see He-Man cells at conventions like San Diego all the time, and they were just sort of all over the place. All that has dried up. Those reserves of He-Man art are no more, and they've been absorbed by the collecting public. So to find really great examples nowadays is much more difficult. So we were very happy to find this one and be able to offer this in there. We've also got some She-Ra, we've got some He-Man, we've got different characters from He-Man. So and obviously the new He-Man series that's coming out, or I guess movies technically that are coming out from Amazon. Yeah, so I think they're about to launch. So from what we can see, it's going to be funny, and it should revive the interest in He-Man. But like I said, all this sort of 90s, late 80s, 90s stuff is coming back. I think He-Man technically started in 1983. And I didn't realize this until I did a little bit of research. Technically, G.I. Joe was the first animated series that supported a toy line, and it launched 2 weeks before He-Man launched. They were both in September of 1983. So fun fact for you out there if you didn't know that already.
I did not know that. But yeah, that does.
There
was just too much back then, you know, with G.I. Joe and He-Man. I mean,
they were great. Transformers. I mean, come on, that was like the heyday of animation.
Oh my gosh, when you could walk down the toy aisle at Kmart and you just had Transformers lining the both sides of the aisle, it was insane. I didn't know what
to think. We didn't have any Transformers. You could not find them. They were selling out all over the place.
Oh well, you had to go to Mid-Ohio, near Cleveland, Ohio. We didn't know what they were yet. I remember walking through it and being like, "What the heck are these things?" But yeah, little did I know. But let's see here. Now, I see Rich Cirillo is going to be disappointed because I saw him shouting "Gotcha Man" earlier. But we'll show that as our.
I saw that in your preview. There is online. I probably should have put more. I only had 10 things to choose.
I know. Yeah. Well,
and I had to end with my personal favorite, which is Mr. Plow. I think everybody can sit and sing the song right now about this. But this was, I think when I think of Simpsons, if I had to name my #1 episode, I think I remember Mr. Plow the most. I think it's partly because when I was a kid, how I made my money to buy comics and comic art was shoveling snow in the winters. And so when he and Barney sort of went against each other with this whole idea of like plowing everybody's snow, it hit home for me personally. And I thought it was a hilarious episode. So this is great because it's a sell from that one. It's got Bart, it's got Lisa, and it's got all these additional remarks and signatures from, I think, Nancy Cartwright and Jim Reardon and Mike Scully, I believe, are the 3 people that signed it in the mat. So it's not on the artwork itself. So you can take that off if you like, but I think it adds a nice little thing. And maybe you could go get, Grainig or somebody else to sort of add to the mat and continue the theme that was started a long time ago. And if you buy this, as it says at the bottom, you're the #1 Simpsons fan.
Exactly. I don't know. Our #1 Marvel fan might want to try to grab this one just so they can,
you may want to switch
IPs to be the #1 fan. But no, that's awesome. But here, I'll show the one Gotcha Man slide that I even put in the mailing today, just to make Rich Cirillo happy here. There we go.
Yes, we do have some examples of Gotcha Man. We have some examples of Akira. We have some, like I said, we have some other things in there.
Dragon Ball Z. There's Pokemon. You had a really nice selection.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to curate it. I think that was something. Maybe that's something a little different about when we do our auctions. We really look at it almost like an art exhibit and saying, "Well, I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that." Although I don't know if it's my own preference or our customer preference, but Simpsons gets a little bit more of a heavy emphasis than maybe some of the other animated series.
As as it should. It has, it's got a huge following, but a lot of us, that love the, for me, Battle of the Planets was like, one of my favorite shows growing up, and then Gotcha Man, of course. These guys were just awesome, and I know Rich Cirillo, he has probably got the most commissions related to that on Comic Art Fans. So we couldn't not show something from that.
Thank you for adding that one as a bonus. So
no problem.
But yeah, like I said, a whole bunch. We've only just started putting some of them in. We usually fill up CAF with all the things that are in there. We're a little bit behind in actually filling that out. So I'm hoping everybody can see this. Go check out Dave Mandel's video at The Stuff Dreams Are Made Of. But the auction, like I said, takes place next week, so it's not too late to register to bid. We'll have a very fun event on Tuesday night over at the Peterson Automotive Museum. But yeah, great, hopefully a great auction. And I do hope somebody, excuse me, wrong side. I hope somebody takes this home. I hope somebody uses this as the opportunity to add a Frazetta to their collection. I know I'm sort of trading up and sort of trying to focus on pieces later in my sort of collecting career to own a great example. And I think this is one of them. And I think if you've been thinking about getting a Frazetta, this is a great piece to get.
No, I completely agree, Chuck. So I put the link back in there to the full auction catalog into the chat, as well as Dave Mandel's preview that was just dropped on his YouTube earlier today. And so, yeah. And you mentioned registering in advance of the auction. Is there like a deadline where prior to the auction that they have to register by?
No, it's really up to the auction itself. If you actually show up live, you can register on site. But if you go to propstore.com, it should be relatively quick. If you've registered with us before to bid, the approval process is relatively quick. If it's the first time you've ever bid with us, maybe give it a day or two so we can get the approvals. We have to sort of send them through an engine to make sure that everything gets approved. But then, again, I'll be happy to be your personal connection. If anybody has any direct questions, email me directly at chuck@propstore.com. I want to help you. I want to make sure somebody from the CAF community takes home some, this great piece, but as well as some of the other great pieces that we've got in the auction. And it'd make me thrilled to help somebody to take one of these things home.
And the auction starts next Wednesday. That's day one.
Yeah, you can bid now. I mean, you can do all pre-bidding right now. Some people do that. But yeah, the live bidding, and this will be with a live auctioneer. It starts, I believe, at 9:30 in the morning Pacific time. So you can start following along with that. And it's day one is usually the really heavy hitters, as I talked about. We've got things like a golden ticket. We've got things like a gladiator helmet. We've got, there's, on the prop side of things. And as we talked about, we've got an Arrow costume for folks that are more DC Universe type of things. So we've got a lot of great things. And I think the highlight of it is Jaws, is that we discovered the confirmed screen used harpoon gun that was used in Jaws. As far as we can tell, there was only one harpoon gun. This is screen matched by the grains of wood in there and some of the other indentations and other things. We can screen match the box, we can screen match the item, and it comes with a sort of a prop harpoon that actually went into the skin of the fake shark that definitively says that this is the one, as well as the reel. So when you remember that, like tick, 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 and then you see this giant shark come out of the water, this is the reel from Jaws. It's an oversized reel, but yeah, it's great to have, people have always wondered, what happened to all the stuff from Jaws. There's been pieces that have sort of shown up over the years that have had some questionable provenance, and it's great to be able to screen match these things and prove that these are the ones that were used in Jaws, and you can bid on them here.
Well, very, very cool. Well, best of luck with this. I hope the preview goes really well too. I'm sure that's going to be fun. And then if there's anything we can do for you in the lead up to this, just let me know, Chuck.
Yeah, and thanks for having me on. I will end with another sort of exclusive, not related to Prop Store here, but for those that attended the Mike Zeck exhibit in Indiana University at Bloomington, that is coming to an end. But I'm happy to announce that we were talking to Indiana University more broadly, and the Ray Bradbury Center in Indianapolis is going to move the exhibit up to Indianapolis. So for those that are sort of still in that area, maybe get you a little bit closer if you're in, say, Columbus, Ohio. So it's that many, I think it's an hour or so closer to where you need to go. But it's going to spend most of next year moved up there into the Ray Bradbury Center, which I think is great. They've got a great collection of comics, and I look forward to collaborating with them to showcase everything that they've got going on there. And it's great that they're embracing and showcasing, comic artists like Mike Zeck. And it's great for me to be able to share pieces from my collection that survived the fire, and hopefully we'll get some more eyes on them. For people that enjoy just appreciating comic art.
Sure. Well, let me know when. Give me the dates for that when it moves over there. I'd love to be able to try to get it. I'm going to be in Columbus sometime later this year. I just haven't planned what day, but yeah, I'd love to go over there to see it.
Wonderful. Well, great to see everybody. Thank you for having me on, Bill. I really appreciate it. And again, sorry I didn't get to see all you guys in Florida. Hope to see you next year and maybe some other places. Of course, San Diego coming up this summer. Hopefully I will see a lot of you guys there.
All right. Thank you, Chuck. And, best of luck to Prop Store. Take care.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
All right. Always good to talk to Chuck. So so the live auction begins next Wednesday, but you can bid online right now. And I was going through the cells are really nice. There's a lot of great animation cells in there. Probably most of them out of my price range, but I'm not going to show the Team Rocket Pokemon animation cell to my kids, or they'd probably ask me to bid on that one. But and I think there was only one Pokemon cell in there, or I could be wrong, but I only saw one. Either way, thanks, Chuck, for doing that. So we have like a wrap up. We have a final follow up, I guess, to OAX with Wolvie Fan. We're going to be talking about Bub Crawl one last time. Well, maybe not one last time, but one last time for the 2026 Wolvie Fan Bub Crawl, not the OAX Bub Crawl. Everybody, it is the Wolvie Fans Bub Crawl. At least that's what it said, you know, on the wristbands. So here, let me bring the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Wolvie Fan himself onto the show. Hey,
Why you gotta be such a jerk off to me, man? How you
well,
doing, bro?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Well, welcome back, Rob.
Yeah.
How you been? It's been 3.5 weeks. Did you have a tough time recovering after OAX?
Let me tell you something. I caught something over there. I got sick as hell, and I haven't had a drink in like 3.5 weeks. This is my first one. My nose was stuffy. My throat was killing me. I was coughing. I don't know, man. Somebody gave me something over there.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I never felt sick, but I felt like hell for 3 weeks afterwards. I needed to sleep a lot. But I feel like that was just the stress and the overwork. I mean, Kezra and I went through. It was like it was like detox. We had to go through to get OX out of our system. But I didn't hear of anybody else getting like super sick. So I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks.
The problem is, hanging out with all these young guys, drinking and staying out till 4 a.m. and then having to wake up at 9. My body's too old for that crap. I can't do it. I can't do it. Next year, I'm gonna go hide in a room until Bub crawls, so nobody knows I'm there.
Yeah, that's nice. There's a St. Dave Hart says Bub Crawl showed no mercy.
Nice guy, St. Dave. I met him for the first time at the show and at the crawl. He was a good dude. Before you move on, I gotta give a shout out to this guy. I don't know. Everybody knows him, but I don't know his name, and I should, and I apologize. Soy Boy. Soy Boy. Soy Boy.
Soy Boy. Lance. Yeah, of course,
Lance. Okay, it is. Let me tell you, that dude is a gentleman and a scholar. He came up to me Friday during the preview and said, "Listen, Rob, I'm not feeling too well. I'm not going to be able to make the Bub Crawl. I apologize. I know you buy all the shirts, you spend all that money. I feel bad. Let me give you some money for the shirt and give the shirt to someone else." Like, dude, I appreciate you even saying something. A lot of people probably aren't going to show. I'm going to not care. So thanks. He goes, no, here. The dude gave me a $50 bill. Super, super nice guy. So
Lance is one, he is one of my favorite people in the hobby. Honest to God,
he's so cool.
Such a nice guy. He takes care. If he'll give you his shirt off his back. If you want a Hawaiian shirt on, he would do it. I love Lance to pieces, and he always, whenever I see him, he's always got a bag of chocolate for me. Diamond chocolate. So you get a $50 bill, I get a bag of chocolate. But,
well, he also brought me a salad and said, "Hey, you should have one of these every once in a while," which I didn't find too funny. No, just kidding. He didn't say that.
Oh man. Marcus and Lance are very close. They might live like a block apart from one another. You see plenty of photographs with the two of them together. Or else maybe Lance is locked up in Marcus's basement. I have no idea. But either way, well, that's good. I'm glad you got. We were really happy when Lance made it out because he's on the West Coast, so it's not a trip that I was expecting him to make. But it was great to have him at the show. I know he always works with Albert a lot. So whenever I go to San Diego, he's always in Albert's booth or around there, just like Marcus is. So I do get to see him once a year. But anyways, back to Bub Crawl. Boy, look is this your first cigar since OAX2?
First everything, dude. I've been coughing until about 3 days ago. My brother Dan was going to come and visit me, and he said he wasn't feeling well either. And I said, fine, because I've been coughing since the goddamn show, So, yeah, I've never been there. He took me for the first time at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. It was awesome. I ate like a pig.
Wow.
And I know how D'Ambrosio feels when he overeats. That was delicious.
Hey, come on. Jason looks like he's lost a few pounds this last year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he looks very thin.
He looks healthy. So So I am sorry, I did not get to go to Bub Crawl. I was sure that I was going to make it, and then even it's funny, Kazra shared a video that I don't even remember him taking with the team of me in the lobby just after you left, and he asked me if I was going to catch up with you guys, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't go. I mean, I was stammering my way through it. I don't remember even him recording me, but I should have had that one ready to show up to everybody. But yeah, but it looks like so you sent me some video clips, a lot of stills, and you wove your magic and put it into a 2-minute video. I have to tell you though, I replaced the music on it because I know they were going to give me a strike for that. I mean, that was
Oh shit, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. My brother's an editor by trade, so he did the whole video, not me. He put it together. It was all different colors and all crappy. He put it together seamlessly. I apologize. I would have told him don't put the song.
No.
That's on me.
I found just something else to put in there, but give me some stats. You said that overall the bars that you guys went to were happy with the turnout, and
so
I'd love to have you back next year.
Yeah. So the manager of the property, he's actually the general manager of the entire property, including the Universal and all the rides and stuff. He's a good friend of my brother's. So we got really lucky, and he had some great ideas for us next year if we want to do it again. And thank you for letting him go into the show. He had a great time, and he actually buys art. He knew a couple of the guys there, so could be he buys pretty strong too. And he has a contact with a bus route to get us over there easier instead of trying to walk if we decide to go to Universal again next year, if you let us do the Bub Crawl again. He's super, super open about helping us any way he can. He wants the special drinks were kind of expensive. He wants to try and work something out where we can get a certain amount of number, bring the cost down. He's all for doing it again and doing anything you guys want to. I had told him you tried to do something with Adam over there because he did all the art. And he was pissed that he never even heard about it. He goes, it didn't come across my table. He goes, I can definitely help you with that also. So it could be a good contact in the future. He's a good friend of my brother's. We got very lucky.
I wouldn't mind, getting his contact info then, because I know that Adam would like to do that next year. And, my thought is probably doing it on Thursday, doing it the day before, because so many people are flying out a little bit earlier. And
Yeah, you had your Gods and Monsters was packed, so there are enough people that go there early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, the thing with going to Universal with Adam is it would have to be in the morning, because he wanted to do that VIP tour, and that's 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you're done at dinner time, which is perfect. You're done, but you get first to line treatment. That's the way Adam wanted to do it. So then you could ride any ride you want. And you get the thumb your nose at everybody else standing in line when they literally let you pass even the fast pass people to go straight up to get on every ride.
Yeah,
nothing but the best.
He's an early bird, man. He called me the other day at 6 a.m, and I happened to be getting up to take my dog out and take a piss, and I said, "Bro, don't ever call me this early. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're time is off."
You did answer the phone though when he called.
Well, yeah, no, I did. I did.
He was probably wearing his 50-pound rucksack, marching around, the celebration where he lives.
Yeah, he starts rocking early, man. 5 a.m. He's nuts. But you missed a good time though. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, and freaking what's his name? What the hell's his name? Terry Dotson was there the whole time.
Well, Terry no wonder he looked really well. That's well, okay. I saw him before he went on Bub Crawl. He looked tired, I think, when I was talking with him, but he still hung out with you the whole time, huh?
The whole time. He said he had a great time. I gave him a shirt because we unfortunately had a lot. I mean, we had a big start. We started strong, but we had a lot of guys that didn't come or left early. So I did have about 15 shirts left over, and I was able to give them out to people who were there. We had probably 12 or 15 people that RSVP'd after the cutoff, which were able to get shirts. So it kind of worked. It kind of worked pretty well.
Awesome. Well, I was going to put lighter fluid and have kind of a pyre, a funeral pyre for the shirts. Didn't work out real well. But I just throwing them all out. So the trash man's got them. So they're in a landfill someplace in Central Florida now. You can let Adam know that they will never be.
I will. I'll tell him. I'll definitely tell him. It's a lot of people like the idea about getting the shirt at the end. Remember last year you did a big logo about, hey, I survived the Bub Crawl.
Mm-hmm.
So people enjoyed it. Tom, for one, James Siegel, they both loved the idea. You got to finish to get your shirt, which was, so I did have some people. A lot of people were kind of bummed You know, they go, nah, I was there for one bar. Give me my damn shirt. You know, but my brother and I were coming back, and there were guys coming out from Miller's. Hey, I was there for one bar. Give me my freaking shirt. My brother said, hell no, you don't get squat.
Yeah, you can buy them at your table later.
No, yours.
That is true. We sold out. You know, the thing is,
I heard.
well, we set like 4 of them aside. I can't find them yet. My friend Roger, who was behind the desk, he's like, I know I packed them, but I've yet to find them yet. They must be in the bottom of the box somewhere.
No, you didn't set 4 aside. I gave you 4 extra for you guys. You know,
right. That was what I'm talking about. We set them aside, and then I don't know where they're at, but we know they're there somewhere in my garage right now.
Yeah, make sure Tatiana knows, because she seems like a tough cookie, man. I don't want her thinking that I sold her out. I separated a shirt for her. Tatiana, if you're watching, I had a shirt separated for you.
Yes, they're somewhere. I'll find them, I promise. But hey, why don't we watch this video with the music that I put over it? So this kind of shows that, you know, we didn't have a bus. You made everybody walk, or some people might have Ubered over, but yeah, it was a pilgrimage worth taking. And yeah, and it well, let's just watch the video. We can talk about the ins and outs about it afterwards. Here we Well, there you go.
See you
Hey,
next
it's
year.
funny. I only saw Chris Snorrick's the back of his head like twice. Nothing,
because his ass was only there for the first bar. He left.
Oh, okay. So all right. Well, so he was one of the people screaming for a shirt.
No, actually, he wasn't. I won't mention his name, but it was someone we know very well. It was a couple of guys. He wasn't. He was actually cool about it. Look, the first, it was a quick rundown. I gave out about 92 wristbands. Mm-hmm. We didn't finish with that many. We finished with probably around 60, 65. I had a lot of people that didn't RSVP that showed up, because a lot of people that RSVP'd, I'm going to put a list on my website and call them all out. No, just kidding. A lot of people that didn't show, that didn't come, they were still covered, for shirts, because I did have a lot of people that came by. But, of the everybody got there that first bar, and the first bar was packed. It was friggin' packed. It was hot. It was clammy. It was a little slow, but not like last year when we did Hooters and it sucked. These guys were lining up drinks. They were doing like Cocktail, the movie. I mean, I thought they were killing it, The next bar we went to was Margaritaville, and they actually had a bar outside for us, just for us. And it was much smoother. After that, we went to the Irish pub, which was a cool place. It had 3 separate bars, so it was much more open. And then the last place, the karaoke, damn it, Bill. I wish we had video because we had
I
four
was gonna
guys.
say, I was expecting to see Robert Berman up there singing, because I heard he was
it.
the best.
He killed it. He sang. James Siegel sang. James was singing the Culture Club song, "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?" No, I'm kidding. He didn't sing that. He sang, I forgot. And then another dude who I don't remember, really, really nice guy. He was on the video. He sang a Warren G song, was really popular. And then the fourth guy was, I think, Chris Schwartz. But yeah, that was awesome. That was my favorite. But in the survey, that happened to be the least favorite of most of the people. I was very surprised. The most popular was the NBC Grill. That was overpacked and over sweaty. So it was really odd what the survey told me.
With the window and you can see out. It was the second floor.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, second floor.
That's
exactly.
The view. The whole the scene looked really nice there. I mean, it looked like a kind of an upscale place to hang out. And then the Margaritaville thing, that was the permanent bar that's out there by the bridge, right? Is that what they?
Yes, they they didn't force people out of there, but they kind of like said, "Hey guys, we got a private party coming in," so we had the whole bar. Let me tell you that, not that anybody cares, but I have numbers on what we sold for us. We had
you didn't get any kickbacks on these sales, did you?
No. But what I want to do is forward all that stuff to the guys for next year. Maybe we can work it out where it's a little cheaper, to do something. NBC just on us made $1,200. Margaritaville just on us made $700. The Irish Pub made $450 on us, and the Rising Stars, they only made $325 on us. But we kind of cut it short over there.
The group was getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, it was. So they kind of they kind of cut it short. I kind of cut it short because I know people were tired and they wanted to get their shirt. So I appreciate them hanging out there till the end. My wife came. She was there. She had a long day. She wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, and she still drove here after work, and she had a blast. She was the one that was dancing at the end that they finished the video with. She, I think it was all in all, it was a good time. Survey came back very, very, very positive. I didn't have any negative responses. I can go over a couple of the responses for you. I had a couple of people say, "Hey, man, move it to Thursday. That Gods and Monsters sucked." But Bill, it's all anonymous, so I can't even tell you who said it. I wish I could.
All right, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to either event, so at the end of the day, I can't say how either one. But I know that Gods and Monsters is a cool shop. It's just probably not big enough for the number of people who went there too.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of people
against it. But yeah, well, I'm glad, man. This is if it's a good addition. We want more more events that are kind of brought to us by the community, right? I mean, make the show yours. Come up with some good ideas. The Bub Crawl was a perfect fit, but yeah, we can do so much more.
Yes, we can. We had a couple on the survey. A couple people had said that it was good to do something else other than Miller's. So we had a few people that enjoyed that.
It was better than Hooters, right? I mean, at the end of the day,
yeah,
it's not a high bar, but
yeah, compare. That was one of the questions. Compared to last year, how was it? Everybody said way better because of and they kept putting.
The weather was better too. So
yeah. And everybody thought it was just enough stops. 84% thought it was plenty. Well,
the idea that we can get a bus that that they could arrange to have transportation come over and pick us up would be a really nice addition. I mean, at the end of the day, if they could do that, and maybe they don't give us the discounts on the drinks if they do something like that. But either way, that'd be nice, even just to get there. Hey, at least don't have to walk both ways.
Yeah, because I walked both ways, and trust me, it was tough coming back. And a few guys the next day told me, "Hey, man, I had a great time, but that walk back was tough, being so drunk and not be able to see straight." So I definitely would like to, research that a little bit, just to, make it easier for people. And the Bub Bus, that's a good idea, Rich.
We can get somebody to cosplay as Wolverine and drive it for us. Yeah, that would be great.
I'm going to tell you, I had 4 people email me saying that they weren't going to make it because they were a little tired from VIP. So I don't know, man. If it's an option, maybe we talk. I mean, if you're happy with Gods and Monsters, of course. But if you have maybe Thursday, we move it over and make that your launching party. Because, dude, it was a great time.
Well, we are in planning mode already. So, but we're a year out right now, right? So our 3 weeks have passed. Yeah, I think we are literally 365 days away, right? Is that
right? March 20th, no?
Yeah. Well, 19th through the 21st. So yeah. Wow. There we go. 365 days until the Friday evening. Wow. All right. Sweet.
Yeah. I had so again, the survey, everything was very positive. You want to hear a funny story?
I do.
I had one guy, and I deleted the email because it was so silly. So when I sent out the survey, I said, "Hey, listen, everybody, I had of all the emails I sent, I got about 70% response. So everybody was pretty good. So I had one dude. I wish I remembered who it was because I would call him out, but I don't remember. I deleted it. When I sent the email, I said, "Listen, everybody, if you didn't make it or you left early, just delete this email." Then I want an email. Listen, go ahead and if you have time, fill out the survey just so I can make it better next year. That's all. So I had one dude email me directly and go, "Hey, listen, I didn't make it." Now he RSVP'd and said he was coming. And he goes, "I didn't make it. Let me tell you why. Because I go there because I want to talk to my friends and have a good time socializing. And I don't want to be in a noisy, loud bar." And people came back complaining that it was way too loud and it was way too hot. "Maybe next year you should do a Bub Crawl Comes to You." I was like, "Huh?" And he goes, "Charge people $100 a head, no, $50 to $100 a head, and do it there at the hotel." So I started doing math, Bill. We had 92 people, pretty much, maybe a little bit more.
Right.
So I said, if I charge people $100 a person, that's almost 10 G's. Forget about the art I can buy with 10 G's. But with 10 G's, what am I going to give them? Champagne and caviar? I was like, "What the heck?"
Well, the beers at the DoubleTree are expensive, but yeah. No, that just takes the whole fun out of it. That's
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. And why are you emailing me? You didn't even go, and people, a lot of the survey was talking about how it was so much fun because they got to mingle with their, other collectors. So people were talking fine. Everybody seemed to be socializing. And remember, it's also city walk, so you can go outside. Like it was. I thought it was freaking perfect, and a lot of people enjoyed it. I think if anybody's in the chat and didn't have a good time, tell me. I don't care. That shit doesn't bother me. But
I don't think they'd pull any punches. I think they'd let you know if they didn't like it.
Yeah, people like busting my chops. But no, I don't know. But yeah, it was a good time. Everybody had fun. I think you missed a hell of a time, man. And we'll try and work on doing the buses and something to make it a little bit more efficient. Oh, thanks, Tom. Thanks.
Tom loved it. Alfredo took great pics, apparently.
Yes, Alfredo. Yes,
Alfredo.
Stingray also.
Already did.
James had a hell of a time, man. He had a blast, man. When
he made it all the way to the end, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. When the wife takes off the collar, man, he gets a little crazy. He had a good time. It was, it was fun. Of course, shirt. Of course, you were there. You got a shirt. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. Awesome. What else to say?
Well, we'll when we, it's going to be a while until we start thinking about all the extra events and everything. But yeah, obviously we'll. I'm very curious about the bus and everything, what they can do for us, and I'd love to be able to talk with that guy a bit about trying to get Adam over to Universal as well. That's Adam would be happy if we could do that.
I spoke to him about it already. He loved it. He loved it. He was like, "Yeah,
I know, but we almost had it last year, and then we just had too many people back out the last minute. So third time's a charm. So maybe we'll try for year 4.
And Robert Berman, you did a hell of a job singing out there, man. He was the life of the party. I didn't get to know him last year at the show or the year before, but I got to speak to him a little bit. He's a super cool dude.
Yes,
and a hell of a singer.
You got it. Somebody has to produce a recording of that, or I just I believe it, but I got to see it.
I'm so pumped. James did a hell of a job. I wish I remember the guy's name who did the Warren G song. Everybody was applauding him. It was a good time. Oh yeah, poor Dave. He was telling me, I haven't drank like that since I was in college. He got a little hammered. He almost fell over the bridge. Somebody had to go save his ass. He was drowning. No, just kidding. I'm
He
kidding.
was
That
in
all
that
out.
little, like little wading pool at the DoubleTree
Yeah.
courtyard.
Yeah, Dave. I
Doing the
think Dave walked
backstroke.
back also. Yeah, he had a good time. Yeah.
Oh
Dave's
man.
cut off next time. Tom, you and me, we got to cut him off early. God damn it.
Right. Somebody's got to snip off his wristband after he's had a couple too many.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, cool. Well, let's
I got to give a shout out to my brother because he really helped me out a lot this year, and he's going to be helping me out for the next several years if we can still do it with you guys. Yeah, he definitely helped me out.
There you go. The hurricane pushed him over the edge. Dave, you got to know your limits, Dave.
It had 4 shots of 151.
Well, I mean, come on. 4 shots of anything is going to make you stupid.
And the
You
most
gotta do
popular
that at each stop.
and the most popular drink on all the not everybody drank them. Only 48% tried them, but the most popular drink of all of the 4 was the freaking Patches Nut Punch. I would have thought it was the hurricane.
That was the name.
Patches Nut Punch.
Yeah.
It was the name. You're right. But yeah, it was a great time. So thanks, Bill. We want to do it again next year.
I want a Patches Nut Punch, graphic T-shirts. That's what I want.
Real quick.
Yeah.
The guys, there's a couple. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I can go on forever. You know that. I know you got shit going on. Read between the lines. So there was a couple card guys that went too, and they had a blast. They had such a great time. They loved it. They also said that, one of the guys said next year, if there's giveaways and stuff, they'd love to be part of it. So, I mean, there's something else to add, it's and Julie Bell, no, just kidding. She wasn't there.
I was saying, I don't think I saw any pictures of Julie Bell.
No. Listen to me. Freaking the Catwoman guy was there. I forgot his name already. What's the artist that we talked about earlier? Dotson. Terry Dotson was there. He had a hell of a time, man. He had a hell of a time.
Man, I'm trying to find that picture you wedged inside of Adam's vehicle, but I can't.
That was funny.
I'm looking for it right now. I was hoping I'd show that on the way out here, but no, I can't find it. Cannot find it. Son of a gun.
There was so many.
I wanted everybody. Remember, I told everybody that there was no way in hell that Rob could fit into Adam Kubert's sports car, but he did. Now I don't know if he was able to get out of it once he got in it, but you made it in there.
Story for another day. That's a story for another day. Yeah, what Terry Robert said. Dotson stayed the whole time. Yeah. So what I'm going to do next year is I'm going to try and see if I can talk, because Josh Cassara said he wanted to come. He didn't, but these guys are all busy. But I'm going to try and get, maybe one artist to come, like Adam, or maybe one of the younger guys, because, it'd be fun. Just, Terry was there and it was super cool. But I'm going to try, but we'll see.
Man, we texted way too much in the month of February. You know that?
We did.
I can't find anything out here from you. All right. Yeah, that's too much. All right. Well, listen. Well, we'll be talking about it, and I'm sure we'll have you on on the channel sometime in the near future. I'm sure you got
anything you need. Let me know.
Like that, maybe. I don't know.
You don't ask me anymore to do art drops. You don't ask me to do any more amateur dueling dealers. Hey, whatever, dude.
We'll talk. We'll talk, man.
I'm your sugar daddy. Pay for the damn shirts, and that's it. I'm done. I get the boot. I'm kidding, man. You're awesome. I appreciate it.
I'm glad that you're feeling better, Rob, and and you're back on your feet, and you got your ZZ Top shirt on. You're ready to rock and roll.
I'm ready to go. We're going out tonight. And again, thank you for letting Jose in. He really had a good time, and I appreciate you. Letting my daughter in. You guys were super cool. It was a great time, and those back rooms look nicer than our rooms. They were awesome. The way you separated. Yeah, I walked through there because I'm a big fantasy art guy. I got so much people don't know. And it was so nice to go back there. The card art, my daughter Gianna got a whole bunch of little sketch cards. That whole extra crap over there was amazing. And I loved it. And Simone
I'll let Ezra know that.
Yeah. And Simone DeMayo's gallery was nice.
You're a fan of Simone, aren't you?
A little bit. I bought a couple of things from him.
Yeah, I heard you are. I almost might call you his #1 fan, but I won't.
A few people have already. Listen, we got to move on. The '90s stuff is getting too expensive. I don't got money like Kashra and you. I gotta budget myself.
Right. Well, good for you. Pace yourself, man. All right. Well, Rob, always good talking to you. And yeah, I'll reach out.
Awesome.
We'll come up with something for a show in April, or we got we got Comic Art Live in May. There's lots of stuff coming up that we can
Yeah.
do something together on. So, all right, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Bub Crawl, the Wolvie Fans Bub Crawl was a roaring success, and look forward to talking to you about the next one.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you, brother. All right, everybody. Take care. Tom, everyone, Alfredo, you guys take care. Stingray, take care, guys.
All right. See you, Rob.
Bye.
All right, Mr. Gomez. So yeah. So it looked like fun. I guess the first stop was a little warm. But other than that, they could turn the AC down a little bit next time, I guess. But hey, City Walk is definitely a fun spot. I mean, I don't go down there enough, but it's always a good time. Nice. It's one of the biggest benefits of being where we're at is within walking distance of Universal Studios and City Walk. So we got to get this. We got to get on to our next stuff here. I've got I got a Bob Leighton video. He was in he's in Istanbul last weekend, everybody, and he's going to Greece now. But he wrote Kazra and I a very lengthy email about how Istanbul and Turkey in general was the highlight of his trip. I guess he had the longest line for signings and all this. He felt like that was the best. So we got it's about a 10-minute clip, but this will allow me to go get another Zevia, go maybe use the bathroom, I don't know, something. But you get to see Bob hanging out, and he does eat some something odd, I guess, towards the end of this. But here you go in all of his glory, Bob Leighton in Istanbul.
Okay. Hold on, let me give it. So I'm in the car with Ilke. There you go, brother. Hey, how you doing, man? Hi. This is my host for this adventure. We're in Turkish traffic now. This place looks really amazing, man. So we're gonna have an interesting week here in Istanbul. What I really love about this place is that dogs and cats run free here. They're able to just walk around and people feed them, and they just live their own lives here, and everyone just accepts them. Well, I'm going to go to my first comic shop. My friend McQuarrie here, although I'm not doing a signing there, he's in this little mall area, which is really pretty cool. There's tons of these little tiny shops everywhere here. It's pretty amazing to walk the streets, to say the least, but more later. This guy, hey, check this out. He went right to the Iron Man. There you go. How about that? Well, you got a lot of Iron Man stuff there. How about that? So, what I was really curious about is these special size books that you do.
Yeah.
Of like here's an X-Men, but it's not the same size.
Also not the same material as well.
And yeah, done with the different paper, entirely harder, yeah, cardboard cover. That's pretty nice. And these are Turkish editions, right? Of classic Marvel comics. How about that?
Yeah, we did Daredevil as well. All the first issues. We did Fantastic Four. All the ones we have on our license, under license, yeah.
There you go. So anyone wondering how to say four in Turkish, there you go. Dort. All right, I'm at the docks. I'm about to take a ferry over to the Asian side of Istanbul. Ilke's taking me on a guided tour of that side, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to catch one of these things here in about 15 minutes or so and head all over, and we'll see what happens. Well, it's a bright sunny day in Istanbul, except if you're on a boat and it's really cold out here. Whoa, the sea air is something else, but I'm on my way to the Asian side.
You have to wait for people to just come.
So, what are we doing today, Ilke?
I guess we're gonna have some street food today in Istanbul.
All right,
some of
that's great.
style, and you're gonna have some non-alcoholic beers and some Turkish coffee. And
All right,
we'll see.
all right, right. So I'm on the Asian side, right?
Yeah, you're the
So that's pretty cool. I mean, it is. He says it's not even busy yet. Oh my God! You know, it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so we're in somebody else's comic shop now. Another comic shop in Turkey, right?
Yeah, we're in Ilyas comic shop.
It is comic shop. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
One of the very first comic
Pleasure.
shops in Istanbul.
Yes. Yeah. And you were going to show me that you actually publish stuff here as well. And there's another cat. I love that.
Yeah, Istanbul is the cat capital.
It is. No, I've met so many cats already. But these are your publications, right?
This is my message.
So you publish Marvel in Turkish as well. No, don't you worry about that. I got you on camera, man. No problem. This is awesome. So you Marvel and DC or just Marvel?
No, just Marvel.
Okay. Wow, that is fantastic. So here we go. Okay, this is our eating test number one here, and we're going to do something that's going to make Americans a little queasy, right? All right, you guys ready?
Not those two.
So, okay, explain to me what we have here.
Okay, let's start with this one, okay?
Well, this one's not scary.
This is deep fried mussels. And
Okay.
with a tarator sauce, we call it, and it's like garlic, bread, mayo, and yogurt.
Yeah, it's kind of like you said, an aioli, right?
Yeah, aioli and tartar
Right.
sauce mix.
And the other one is again mussels, and
With
served
stuffing.
with stuffing rice.
Right. So it's kind of like a mussel sushi.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
All right. But
tastes
this
That's-
And
is
this
what
is-
Americans are
yeah.
going to go crazy for. Okay.
This is lamb intestines.
Wait a minute. Lamb intestines?
Lamb intestines, exactly.
I told you I can actually eat organs. I can't eat muscle tissue, but this is not muscle tissue. So we're going to eat lamb intestines.
Lamb intestines.
Okay.
So this is rolled onto a steak. The steak, the lamb intestines. In the middle part, they have sweet bread, and it is covered with lamb intestines until it's a very big bulbous, like shawarma. We can show the stick later on.
Okay. All right. So hang on a sec. We're going to try some of this.
You want to have a separate plate, or you're
Well,
gonna?
I think just for the show here, we're just going to cut this. Because, like I said, I can eat the internal organs.
Okay, nice.
So here we go. Okay.
Good for you. It
All
tastes
right.
really
Should I
good.
get a little fat on there too?
A little bit, not too much.
Okay. All right. Here we go, guys. It's like a roulade. You can. It's really chewy,
Yeah, it's cute.
but it tastes pretty good. Can I taste it with the pepper?
Let's see if it's.
No. It's good with the pepper. All right, there you go. I just ate lamb poop shoot. There you go. Okay, great. Clean. I've had pig poop shoot on the show, so this is lamb. Okay, there you go. Thank you.
You're still in Curating. We're Dreamers Figures shop.
And we just walked by, and
Yeah.
apparently some of the Dreamers figures are ones I created. So
Yeah.
we are now,
Alf is an old friend.
we're doing the neighborly thing here by signing some of his inventory, including Blacklash here. I designed. Looks like he needs to sell some of these, so it'll be good. All right. And the Mark 14, which is my favorite that I created. So, okay, here we are. Now,
Hello.
hey, how you doing? What's your name?
My name is Sue,
And
I'm social media manager at Parallelogram Comic.
okay, great. And check this out, guys. You guys ready to get going? Yeah. All right, absolutely. Okay, great, man. Thanks for turning out. I really appreciate it. Wow. Man, I don't think I'm going to leave Istanbul. I like it here. You know, that's great. All right, great. All right, so explain to me what I'm looking at here.
This is from 80s digest size. Your drawings, like it's your cover.
In Turkish,
in
right?
Turkish, yeah,
From the
Turkish,
1980s,
like,
huh?
yes, 80s.
Wow, look at that.
Those are really old, and those are the very first Iron Man's released in Turkish.
They're newspaper inserts, right?
They're newspaper inserts. There are 5 different issues, and all of them have your own.
Wow, how about that? That is really fantastic. And that's how I will remember them. Okay, so how many people did we actually have here? Because the place was full, right?
Yeah, I think
More than 100?
yeah, a little bit
Wow.
more than 100, I think,
Wow.
because the queue was really long at the beginning, very long.
Well, I got to tell you, it must have been because my hand is really tired.
And we also have the web orders now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to sign, I guess. 60
Oh,
or 70
no.
posters, yeah.
Oh no! Well, it's Tuesday, and my trip to Turkey has come to an end. As you can see, it was an amazing experience, and this hotel and all the people here have been fantastic, to say the least. Even though I don't wind up doing Iron Man drawings for 3 or 4 of them, but anyway, so we're on to Greece now, and my last stop. I'll be there for like 2 weeks, so we'll have a couple of entries from my experience there in Greece, and I'll have a couple of guest stars on as well. So anyway, thanks for watching the show, and we'll see you next week from Athens.
Man, I'm missing that little music bit on there. I've got to re-edit those. What is this? Guy just says, Bob got a 30,000 hair follicle transplant. I have no idea. Can you get those in the EU somewhere? 30,000 doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, I think he probably needed to do more than that if that's what he angled for. Anyway, yeah, Robert Berman said just call it sausage. It was stuffed intestine at the end of the day. I'm sure it was delicious, but did you see him cutting it? That was like an overcooked sausage. I mean, that thing looked a little rubbery, but hey, Bob, he swallowed it, took it down like a champ. Wayne says that he would have preferred a McDonald's over that, but hey, uh, I don't know. Anyway, so where are we going to from here? We should probably move on and go to my schedule, which I hope is typo free. Earlier this week, it was loaded with them. That's because I never proofread anything that I put together, apparently. But where's my slide here? Yeah, here we go. So we have we don't have anything going on this weekend outside the fact that I will be leaving tomorrow morning for New York City and a trip to the Comic Art Con on Sunday. Got an art-filled weekend ahead of me. I land around 2 o'clock tomorrow, and I'm going to be going straight to the offices of Metropolis to finally see the art collection that they have there. So I don't know who will be there, but Mike has said that he would give me a personal tour. So I'll definitely take some photographs at the very least, maybe shoot a little video while I'm there. But yeah, my first time, and all the times I've went to New York Comic Con back in the day, and people said I should go. I never took the trip, so I'll be doing that, and I'll be hanging out with Rich Cirillo after that for dinner and a drink, I'm sure. And then Jason D'Ambrosio has threatened to take me out on Friday evening. So I guess we'll find out about that or not. And then Saturday morning, Anthony's been talking about it. We will be hanging out at Anthony's place, his warehouse in Munachie. So anybody who is in the area wants to have some free pizza and some cake, I guess. I think there's going to be cake provided by Ms. Sharon. I think we'll have a good time. You can browse some of the bins and enjoy hanging out for a few hours there. And then I know Dan Poddick's going to be swinging by, and we're going to be going into town. I'm going to be checking out the Society of Illustrators that afternoon, and also the Klaus Janson exhibit at the Philip Le Bon Gallery in New York. So that's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. And then, of course, Comic Art Con is on Sunday. So, and they start at like 9:30. It's a 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. show. So odd hours for it, but looking forward to it. That'll be fun. I know I know Will's going to be there, and Anthony, and I'm sure Albert, Scott Eater, and Brad Savage, I guess, if he can find the place, as Dan Gallo was telling us. And but yeah, I'll take lots of pictures. I'm sure Bashar is going to be there. I'm trying to think of the usuals. I don't know if Glenn's there, but more than likely Glenn would be there. I mean, we'll see. Then what do we got after that? There will be a show next Tuesday that Mr. Sardo is going to be hosting. He'll be talking about Kazra's trip to New York the following weekend for Mocha, and he'll have some special guests on there as well. I won't announce them all just yet because I know he's working on a few of them, but it should be a fun show. I've got Linsner the following Saturday, the 28th. It's going to be an all cover drop, like I think the last couple with him have been. So that'll be fun. He always brings some good stuff. But yeah, we haven't talked about it yet. He's only sent me 3 scans so far. So I'm supposed to be getting like 20 plus covers for that sale. Then Kazra will be at Mocha that weekend as well. Then we've got several interviews lined up after that. I think every one of those folks outside of Greg Obaugh was at OAX. Greg's a longtime illustration art collector, and he and I've emailed a ton over the years. And yeah, I never asked him to do an interview, and and then one of the last emails from a couple weeks ago, I said, "Hey, you want to do one sometime? We need more illustration art on the show," and he agreed. So I'm looking forward to finally meeting him and getting to talk to him about his collection. Then yeah, schedule there for the shows is coming up. Comic Art Live is it really less than 2 months away? It is. So May 16th and 17th is the 13th Comic Art Live, and after that we have the Jacksonville IC3 show. That'll be on July 11th, and then Providence, Rhode Island will be the following IC3 show after that on September 26th. So calendar is updated. There we have it. And yeah, what else do I got in there? So that's about it, but lots of stuff going on. But it'll be fun to kind of get out of Florida for a little bit. I did hear that it's actually rather cold in the tri-state area, so I'm going to have to dress warmly. I'm going to bring a scarf just in case. All right, so Mr. Snor, he's sitting there shaking his head. You know what? Mr. Snor needs since he had a week off, he needs a proper introduction today. Where is that? Where is his introduction? I thought I actually had loaded up a good one for him. Do I have one? I don't know if I got it. Son of a gun, I don't think I loaded it up. Oh man, Chris, I swear to God, I thought I got this thing ready for you. Oh no, I did find it. All right, here you go. The Chris Storick introduction that you haven't heard in a long time and you've been waiting for at least, it feels like a year, but it's probably only been 8 months.
Light that cigar, baby. Wisconsin beer break. Snorri. Comic art head, watch him collect.
Buck's happy.
Yeah, I had to dust that one off, man. I was like, I forgot all about that. So I had to go find Chuck Arnold's intro for you. We could get Big Phil to yeah.
Maybe he could remix.
He could remix it. Yeah, and actually, I forgot that we even had the extended version. The one with all the lyrics. Yeah, that one was even better. So yeah. So you see that? You were only at one of the Wolvie Fan Bub Crawl bars. Is that true? You only made it to the first one?
I was, yeah. Yeah, I love Rob. Everybody that was on the Bub Crawl was having a great time. That was when I was starting to not feel so great. So yeah, we bowed out a little early. Chuck made us go check out the karaoke bar, and when I checked out the karaoke bar, I was like, it's good that we're leaving.
Yeah, well, like Rob said, that was the least favorite spot of all. And what was this? So you even said in the chat, Linsner Thundar cover. Yeah, that was kind of a cool image, wasn't it?
I love Thundar, man. That was on Saturday mornings when I was a kid, and yeah, that's probably, I'm gonna guess, like my first exposure to Kirby. So yeah, it's got a special place in my heart.
Cool. Well, I'm waiting to see what he brings in. Man, we got some crazies in the chat tonight, don't we?
I think Gabriel Da Silva might be referring to the co-hosts from last week. And they don't have beards. They don't have beards either. But I learned a lot last week. One of the core things that I learned last week
is
hair. Hair is very important to art. And me with no frame of reference, I was enthralled.
Uh-huh.
I was like, hair, okay, all right.
Oh man, no, I get it. I get it. Hey, well, Jill and Casey did a great job, didn't she?
Yeah, they did it. That was
They,
that was
they
pretty.
both they nailed it, and they said that they would be happy to come back whenever we would want them to make another set of picks. And I said, sure, we'll work it into the schedule.
Yeah, well, when Winger and I do it, we won't be like canoodling next to one another on a couch. I will guarantee that. That's my personal guarantee.
Oh man,
He'll be lucky if I won't throttle him to death live on camera.
you won't be sitting. Well, they weren't even on the couch; they were on the floor in front of the couch.
Yeah.
They were way too comfortable.
Yeah.
But no, hey, it was good. It totally threw me off though. Did you see? I had to like work backwards through the show because it was a little little awkward to start the show with the picks, but it made for a short evening. So yeah,
that's a plus.
Exactly. And Marcus says there's only 26 thumbs up so far. What's up with that, Marcus? I hope you're one of them. Take care of that for us.
I thumbs up right away, as I always do.
All right. Well, everybody else get in there and leave a thumbs up, and we'll get this thing on its way. So we might as well look at the heritage picks here. I even did a heritage pick specifically for Jason, because he told me the other day that he's always looking for artwork that has fish tanks in it. It's like his because he's a fish tank guy.
He is a major league fish tank guy.
Yeah, so I found one piece. I'll even start with the fish tank artwork here from Heritage. This was who was this? Irv Novick, right? It was an Irv Novick DC Comics Presents page, and I mean, you can't miss that, right? Look at that. Get some. Those look like some, I don't even know, some mackerel and some like a sunfish there. I don't know, but
Jason can tell us, I'm sure, what that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jason could tell us. Where the heck is he?
He's an amateur archaeologist.
There we go. Well, Stingray is here. He could help us out, identifying the fish in question. But yeah, so please, everybody, whenever you see something either on eBay or Heritage, I don't care where you see it. If you see a fish tank artwork of any kind, ping Jason just every time. Don't tell him I sent you. Just do it. Do it from the just send it to him just to get him riled up.
Yeah.
Because it's something. Yeah, I don't think there's
he
probably
does that to all of us. I mean, turnabout is fair play.
It is. That is true. He's always pinging me whenever he thinks that there's something out there that I might like. So yeah, fish tank art, even if it's got Aquaman in it, it's fair game to send his way. Well, we'll go backwards here.
Does that make Jason like part Aquaman fan?
It may. Does
Jason talk to his fish? Do they talk back?
That is a good question. That is a very good question. But they're not Barracuda, so at least Newell is sure of that. Okay. All right. Let's see. We'll just go from 10 down to 1 this time. So what is this? Yannick Paquette and Carl Story Inc. Terra Obscura cover from Alan Moore's wonderful set of books back in the day. I face-off covers, right? Those are the things I love the most. It's the first thing I see here, and I kind of thought this was fun. It's a ripped in half. I mean, just something fun. Like a lot of the covers from those books always had a kind of either were referencing something from
like a pastiche of something classic. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they homaged a lot of different covers over that time period too. So this one was just fun.
Yannick's art was so clean back then too. Like he did a little kind of stylistic overhaul after that, but look at how the line work is so meticulous in that.
Nope, I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's funny because Carl Story did ink a fair number of those books as well, so it kind of kept a nice look and feel through all the books. Now this next one, it's a Werner Roth, but it's actually 4 Werner Roths, and it's not X-Men. It's something from Young Romance. So I'm not going after this one. So for those of you romance artwork, and if you like Werner Roth as much as I like Werner Roth, here is I don't know if it's a complete it's a partial story, so it's not complete, but Young Lovers, I guess, inked by Vince Coletta from Young Romance 170. It is what it is. I had to pick a Werner Roth, man. You don't have to
I
say.
don't see Sharon.
I don't. Do you see her? I don't
No.
see a Sharon in there. No, good. Sharon free on this one. Rise, love, rise. Introducing the Swinger.
Whoa.
And wow, yeah, that's a
Look out.
hot topic there.
And is Rise, Love, Rise like some kind of, is it a double entendre?
Oh, no. All right, what do we got next here? ER Cruise Ghosts title page. Oh no, it's the end page. I'm sorry, I thought this was a title page. My goodness. I mean, that's a pretty crazy way to end a story.
Well,
but,
where it says end, that gives it away.
It does give it away. Well, but look, isn't that weird?
Yes, that's on the bot, yeah, of the end.
You know, when I didn't even notice that it said end, and when I saw that, I thought this has to be the title page. But it does say complete one-page story. That still doesn't make any sense. Oh no, it does make sense. It's a title page that is the ending all at the same time. Well, that's unique.
I wonder if I bet there's somebody out there that collects those.
Yes, this is about as rare as a rare piece of art as I think I've ever come across now. Complete one-page title page story. Unbelievable.
Beautifully rendered though. Wow.
Oh yeah. Well, Cruise's style was. I mean, look how. I mean, it's. Yeah. I mean, just the way he's handling the. You know, I'm looking at the horse. I mean, that's just crazy how much detail packed into this. And then you get a flood. You get a ghost. You know, a shaman ghost. You get some people admiring. It's all in a painting. I mean, man, how do you tell a story in one panel?
He did
on
it.
a title page. Well, he did it. Let's see, what's that? Oh.
Marcus says anyone who buys this is that collector. That's the guy.
It's the guy. All right, Val Merrick on this one. Jack Abel inks. It's a Frankenstein page. You know, I like this one just straight up from the storytelling. You know, I thought the you know, the first three panels. You know, the Frankenstein on the street, woman pounding on the door, finding, you know, at this middle panel that's just canted. Everything's so straight up and down, and it just, you know, the middle panel kind of just moves your eye around just enough. And then I liked it. I mean, just from a visual standpoint, I just thought this was a really well laid out story page. And
you can feel that Jack Abel inks for sure.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, without question. Yeah, that middle panel is awesome though. But yeah, I just thought, you know, the having Frankenstein in that first panel just made the piece all that more fun. Mitch Breitweiser. Everybody knows I like Mitch's stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's more digital now. Yeah, look at that. This is what was this from? It was from a Hulk book, and it's not the cover. It's actually a splash page from it. But yeah, Mitch's stuff is always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not enough out there anymore. I don't know what year this was from. It's got to be at least 10 years old, I think.
Yeah, when he was in Marvel, at least 10 years.
Yep. And then I casted a Planetary preview page. So, you know, I have not read all of Planetary, but I've read sporadic issues throughout it. It's fun. The artwork's always nice, and it's Cassidy here.
Well, spoiler alert! It's one big long story arc. So you kind of have to read every issue.
Oh, really? So now, okay, then I'm screwed.
Sorry.
I've like picked up like the trade, the second trade, the fourth trade, because I was buying them at that the tent sale place that's there, and I think I've got like 2 single issues. So I'm screwed.
Yep. Pick up
there was odd picks. I saw that, you know, #1 Marvel fan. Yeah, go try to find 10 better picks. I'll tell you that. It was a very hodgepodge going through this one this week.
Challenge, Tom.
Yeah. I'll let Tom come. You know what, Tom, you want to come on here and do the heritage picks next week? I'll give it to you, man. But this was an easy one. Here you go. Look at this strip. This is a Buscema Conan strip, and it's from '78. I just thought, you know, the images of Conan there. He's choking out the wizard, and you know, the beauty in the last panel. I mean, I thought this one was really nice. And there's some zip in there. I didn't even notice that. There we go. Jaime Hernandez. See, I was picking Jaime. I always avoid the Jaime Hernandez pages because there's always 1 or 2 in every one, and I had to pick one because it was feast or famine in the set today. But always nice. This is from Love and Rockets 35. So you got that, and then what was my last one? Oh, Mike Allred page from Sandman. I mean, just looking at it from here, composition is awesome, right? With that circular panel in there.
It's packed, but it's really nice.
Exactly. You know, very wordy, of course, but yeah, love all red stuff.
You get a JSA'er in there with Wildcat.
Very true. Look at that.
Praz. Oh yeah, I forgot about that storyline.
There you go. Very nice page, Mr. Allred. Sorry. Oh man, I have a bone disorder.
It's a South Park reference.
Oh my God. All right. Well, there you go. That's my 10 heritage picks for the week. But again, Tom, you're welcome to come on next week and do them for me. Give me 1 week off. Or I'll turn it over to anybody who wants to pick 10. So I don't have to. All right. So we got EXP. I for whatever reason I actually took it out of the mailing today because when I sent the mailing, they didn't have the show queued up. So I thought maybe they weren't doing a show. And then I got an email from Barucci, like an hour after the mailing went out saying, no, we're doing a show. Here's the preview. So I think they shot like a quick 2-minute preview for us. So let's see here. What do we got? What is Nick doing tomorrow night on the EXP?
Everybody, this Friday, March 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the original art experience. I got the date right without stumbling, so I had to waste a few seconds saying that. Anyway, wherever you're watching this promo, please hit that thumbs up, sharing is caring. Hit that subscribe, and if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, and hit that bell for notification. Now let's get to the art. So one of the things real quick is last week we had Sukasha here. Did I pronounce it right, Amy?
Sukesha or Sukesha.
Sukesha. We had Sukesha here, and she had some art for sale, and then we raised some money for Temple Israel. So we didn't get to all the art. So I've got some new art that we didn't have last week, but I'm also bringing the art that didn't appear last week. So let's get right to it real quick. We've got these Heroes Reborn pages with Hyperion, and check this out. Oh my God, look at that. Man. Then we have Tom Grummett, Infinity Man Forever People. Tom Rainey and Scott Hanna on Secret Invasion and Humans. Such a beautiful page. Then we have, considering we're at war, I just thought this would be a page to bring just because why not? Mark Bagley, Drew Hennessy, the late great Drew Hennessy. Then Mark Bagley cover, What If Galactus had new heralds, and you have everybody from Gambit and the Hulk to Moon Knight, Spider-Gwen, and more. Recreation of Tesla Suspense 59, commissioned by Bob Leighton, and so much more. So, this Friday, March 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I look forward to be seen by you there. Take care.
There you go. So some okay stuff.
Good looking Keown.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, every Keown is good looking, I think.
Pretty much.
All right, man. Well, let's get this calf update on the way here. So what do we got? We have let's see. It's from March 9th through the 15th. So all last week. It was a decent week. Dealers doing well still. $539,000 for the dealers that we do track, and it was spread around this time. What do we got? Berkey had 160,000 in sales. Felix had 110. I know he sold a couple of covers for a lot of money. I don't recall what Mike sold, but I think we're going to find out. Anthony had 84 sales and broke six figures, 109,000. Wow. By the way, Anthony sold over $40,000 last night.
Wow.
No, I was a little surprised at the end of that. He had a guy come in and offer him. He had that. What did he have? The Frank Thorne. Gosh, I can't remember. Gita piece. Huge oversized. He had it for $25,000. A guy came in and said, "I'm going to make the show for you tonight, Anthony. I'm going to offer you $22,500 for it." And Anthony took it.
Was the guy James?
No, it wasn't. The name I don't even remember. I actually threw the sheet out a little bit ago, so I don't remember what the handle they went by, but it was not somebody who I've seen. I guess it could have been James, because you can have as many personas here on YouTube as you want, but yeah. So even still, without that one, I think it was had about 20 in sales. So it was a good show all around. Anthony was happy. What do we got? Albert Moy, he broke 6 figures too. Wow, it was a good week for all 4 of them. He had 25 sales and had 103. Then Catskill, Splash Page, Comic Con Art all did over 10, and then you got Panel Page and Koch Comic Art, rounding everything out. I got beat by Art Scout the other day. But our crawler, son of a gun. I got the ping, but I waited a couple minutes, and I've actually been looking at it periodically. Pete Koch had a page from New X-Men that was one of I can't remember the issue number, but it was the one that had John Paulione pencils and Sienkiewicz inks.
Oh
So whoever got that page, because it was really underpriced. It was I think he had it for $175. It had Zorn on it. I was so pissed. I mean, I emailed it. It wasn't in the first 5 minutes. It was probably it was definitely in the first 10. I'd say like at minute 6, I claim it. And about 30 minutes later, I got the email back saying, sorry, somebody else beat you to it. I'm like,
dang,
I'm on it. I got to have like my own, like, I got to pay better attention, I think is what it means to my app alerts right from now on, because $175 for a John Paulione Bill Sienkiewicz page. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. I should have asked if he had more.
You still could.
He could. Anyways, so Pete, but clearly that one sale from Pete Koch was 7,495. So it wasn't my page. But all right, top 6 sales from dealers last week. Let's see, what do we got here? First up, from Ramita Man, this Death of Captain Marvel trade cover. So this one, Jim Starlin art, of course, went for the asking price of $45,000. There's the thing on there.
That's an iconic image for sure.
It is. Then we have an amazing Spider-Man page from issue 71, and it's got Spidey versus Quicksilver from Ramita Sr. and Jim Mooney, and this one went for the asking price of $38,000. Then we have a great Neil Adams House of Mystery 175 cover. This one was sold by Albert, and the asking price on that one was $30,000. Then this cover by Clayman was sold by Felix last week for $25,000. It's the cover to Absolute Batman 18. Then Albert, he sold this Marvel Age George Perez cover. Wow, look at that. That's nice. $25,000 is the asking price on that one. But boy, if I had $25,000, I'd buy that cover too. Then here we go, another Absolute Batman cover. This time the issue 15 went for $15,000. Art by Clayman again. So congrats, Clayman. That's a good week for Clay. That's $40,000 in covers.
Nice.
Good gig if you can get that. So over on the auction front, average week $357,000 between eBay and Heritage for their Heritage Weekly auction, and then 7 days of eBay. Top sales from both last week. Let's see, why is that thing off center? That's weird. And that's good. Not the right number, because it's 357,692. But and is that image going to move? It did. All right, there we go. This is a variant cover that was marked at $4,999 from Spider-Man 49. It actually was sold for $3,785. Actually, all 3 of these are going to be make offers. This Todd McFarlane Hulk head sketch was listed for sale at $3,000, was sold for $1,500. And then I don't know, I'm not familiar with Sean Pacheco. Popeye variant cover. It looked really weird. Listed at $2,999, was sold for $1,750 actually. But over at Heritage's weekly auction, they had this awesome Dave McKean Arkham Asylum splash page that sold for $30,000. Then a Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man page, and there's another one in this week's auction too. This is from issue 309. This one went for $16,875. And then last but not least, a complete 9-page Steve Ditko story I don't know to what, but it sold for $4,750, and that was, I guess, just the first image from that book. So, I don't know I wonder what that book was. I mean, it literally, the title of the auction was Steve Ditko, number 20, complete 9-page story. I don't know. Anyway, so there you have it. You ready for some picks?
Yeah, let's go.
This first one was awesome, and we actually had crossover. I had to drop a couple stuff out, but
sorry.
That's all right. I don't mind. You got your set in first, like you usually do. So here we go from Clint Langley, and this is in the collection of Corey Rust. I had no idea Corey was into Dread, but come on, man! Both of these panels are freaking. I mean, I'm going to say it. They're sick. Okay.
Yeah, they're sick. I agree. I was hard pressed to think of a time where you see like Rogue Trooper and Dread crossover, like obviously in the same magazine a lot, but the same issues. So that was cool unto itself. But Langley has such a, fun vibe to his art, especially like in this era. He's, channeling a little Bisley. It's obviously a little more reined in than that. So it kind of leans toward like Liam Sharp or in this era, or, whatever that might be, but like super highly rendered, really well detailed, fun poses, like the composition, this bottom panel, just sells the whole deal. But
yeah,
just tonally, it's a fun piece.
No, yeah, this one was on my list too. I thought it was really, really awesome. And yeah, if Corey was walking around OAX with this, because I would have loved to have seen it in person, because I just think this thing is amazing. And I think the skulls are they're all unique. So everything's hand drawn on there. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last panel though, make my day.
I mean, yeah, it's like a poster basically in a panel, right?
Yeah. No, that is gorgeous. Well, congrats to Corey on this one. He did really, really well. Looks like an album cover. Yeah, Rich Danny's. Yeah. Did he get a few comments on there? I hope. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna leave one on there after the show. Okay. Next up, what do we got? Eric Canetti. I know this is a small piece, but I mean it's gorgeous. I mean, I think it's like 4x6 or something like that. But man, oh man, this is so well done. I mean, the orange and red is so rich in this.
Well, and the green on her face, I think, is such a nice touch, and it like really adds something. Like it adds a focal point. Like it sets it apart from the rest of the image. I like I love his style first and foremost. I think he's such a highly stylized artist. And sometimes you see a character and you're like, I don't necessarily love what he did with it. That's definitely not the case here. He didn't take a ton of liberties. I think the Phoenix Force kind of like coming like out of her like that is a cool way to depict it. But I mean, more than anything, I'm just a huge fan of Canetti.
Yeah, as am I. Newell is shouting. He knows who owns this one. Who is it? Oh, Richard. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I've been in Richard's gallery numerous times, but yeah, no, I thought it was kind of cool too. It's almost like literally, like you said, like the Phoenix Force just leaving her. Yeah, I mean, I can't say as I've seen it depicted quite like that before, especially on something that's this scale. So
typically it's more like energetic or like an energy being, but that has like an edge of realism to it. It kind of looks like an actual animal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, congrats to Richard for adding this one to his collection. It's a good one. It's only got 2 comments on it, everybody. Come on, I'm going to throw the link in the chat. Somebody's got to go out there and leave a
Canetti fans. Let's go.
Yeah, there we go. Next up, okay, Bruce Timm, and this is from Batman Adventures Annual 2, Ra's al Ghul versus Demon. Yeah, this is one that I saw and I had it on my short list, so I'm glad you got it. But it's gorgeous. I mean, the inking is so crisp on this thing. It looks, I love it. I love the last panel, honestly, with the 2 silhouetted figures.
Me too. I mean, first and foremost, these things are like hen's teeth. Like how many comics did Bruce Timm ever really draw? We associate him, we think of him, I think, as a comic artist, but he's not really, at least certainly not primarily. But you get Murakami on this too, who is not known for being a comics artist. So I think it's a cool kind of like a collaboration almost between the two, because it's not what they're known for. They're known for obviously this, these characters and all that kind of stuff, this universe, if you will. But this, maybe because of their background, it has a storyboard feel to it as much as it does, panels or sequential art. So I really like that about it as well.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that, but you're right. But it is gorgeous. Really, really, really nice. I like it. I like it even more now a second viewing of it.
And you get Neiman, come on.
And this is Justin Porter, right? Yeah, Justin's Calf Gallery. All right, let me put my like on that one. All right. Now, next up, you had to pick this one, didn't you?
Come on. One, it's official handbook of the Marvel Universe. Like I'd be hard pressed not to pick anybody's entry from that series. It's near and dear to my heart. 2, it's Mike Zack. 3, it's MODOK. I mean, come on. You can't not.
No complaints about me either. I mean, it was one of my favorite pieces to see last week. I mean, it is. It's gorgeous. And it's,
no, it's heinous, but that's because it's MODOK.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice the zip on this one too, but it's minimal, but it works really well on this. I just love the way the inking was handled on MODOK's, overall his face in particular, just the way the hatching is done there. But yeah, the Marvel Handbook artwork is special, near and dear to any of us who are picking those up off of the shelves.
Yeah. If you're a child of the 70s or the 80s, those were life-changing.
Yeah, no, very true. MODOK drives standard, says Rich Danny's. All right.
You think that's a 5-speed, Rich?
Oh, brother. All right. Nope, that is pretty cool. That is wasn't there? Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember he had when he posted it, he had it shown off with
oh, nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Zeno too. Wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty good set right there.
Man, Cap Killers.
So damn big. Here, let me see if I can look at it like this. There we go.
That's great. Yeah. Oh, who wouldn't want that in their house?
That's a good set.
Wow.
Well, that's great. Well, I didn't put up my like on there, but Rick Verbanis, congratulations, man. That was a good one. And I know Rick, he posted a OAX kind of recap show recently as well. I don't think I have the link. If I could find it, I'll throw one in the chat for everybody. But yeah, congrats, Rick, on this one. Good pickup. Then Murphy Anderson, Brave and the Bold, and Wally Harrington's Calf Gallery.
So I'm not going to say shocking, but there's an incredible amount of Silver Age DC art that has come to market in the last couple of years. I'm here for it. I absolutely love this stuff. Starman is a huge favorite of mine. Murphy Anderson wrote some of the, probably some of my favorite comics that I ever read when I was working at the comic store. I used to get when the DC hardcovers collections would come out, like what was it called? Archive editions. When the archive editions would come out, we would open one for the store. So that, like, if people wanted to page through it, they could. And then I would buy that at cost, like at the end of the week after people got a chance to page through it. But I'd read it in the meantime. And so I got a great affection for all the JSAers crossing over with the Justice League and all that kind of stuff. And, Starman, probably because James Robinson was doing the Jack Knight Starman book at the same time, like really struck a chord with me. And this page is really cool in the respect that, like, it kind of gives you a summary of Starman, kind of like what he's all about, what his ability, what his powers are, the cosmic rod, yada, yada, yada. So from that standpoint, I just think it's a really cool page. And if you're a Starman fan, this is like an incredible page.
Well, I don't know who Starman is, but sorry, I hate to say it.
He'd kick the shit out of most of the X-Men, Bill.
CJ says Bill hates them, but I don't even know him. That's my problem there.
He's talking about the rounded panel corners.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, the round.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I do hate rounded panels, but it is what it is. Let's see, what is this? Rich Danny says he only knows the character from okay. Marcus, knock it off. All right. All right. So, anyways, but no, it's Murphy Anderson. At the end of the day, it's a beautiful page. I mean, shoot. Brave and the Bold 61. So no, it's a gorgeous page. I don't need to know anything about the story or the character to know that.
Well, like in an era where, like, let's be clear, a lot of the Silver Age artists weren't trying that hard. Murphy Anderson is a great draftsman, and he like never left you wanting more detail, more, you know, like visual elements, like nothing. He's just an extremely solid artist for the time.
I completely agree. And Wayne, you know that I know nothing about the DCU. Oh, I know just enough to know more than my children probably. But moving right along, what do we got here? Come on, it's a thing by Carlos Pacheco.
Yeah,
he looks like you know, he's ready to step into a Peanuts strip.
Yeah.
And all we need is Snoopy somewhere around here. But why? What were your reasons behind this?
So one, I remember buying at least one piece from Jim Warden when he was using this as his business card. So I have one of these business cards on my fridge. It's next to the Grundle one that he also posted this week. I don't, if anybody doesn't know, Jim posted a bunch of the originals from his business cards over the years last week, and this is one of those. So in addition, Pacheco, like, I don't care if I take any heat for this, I'm the Thing guy. Pacheco is like a top 5 Thing artist for me. I thought his run on FF was absolutely nuts. You know, and when you put Pacheco and Marino together, that is like a, you know, top tier penciler and inker combo. Like the stuff that they delivered, you know, really when this was, you know, in this era when this was drawn, you know, arguably as good as anybody who was doing it at the same time.
No,
So,
I agree.
yeah.
And yeah, and I should have mentioned that, you know, DOA, Jim Warden, I'm sure will be at Comic Art Con this weekend. He was one of the names I left off. But Gentleman Jim, as they say. But no, that's a good one. I like Pacheco's work too.
Yeah.
He does a pretty decent job on the Thing here too.
He's great. I mean, he you know, it's his own, but at the same time, like, he's not breaking any of the quote unquote rules about how the character looks. So, you know, respect in that regard as well.
Nope, agreed. Let me get my like on that one. So congrats, Jim. Jim's been posting a lot of stuff. Some photos from his the way he hangs his artwork to some nice pieces as well. What do we got here? Oh, well, Tommy Lee Edwards. I know you're a fan already. Alberto's calf gallery. Kind of a little dark. I mean, I know that Tommy likes to just layer and layer and layer color and everything, and I don't mind it at all. I feel like, first when I saw the orange, I felt like it should be popping and screaming at me, and it's not. It's actually subdued, and it's kind of cool that he managed to achieve that with when you've got red, white, and blue, and an orange that should be super vibrant. It's all kind of toned down, and it actually works really well.
And if you want to go by quote unquote the rules, it should probably be a yellowy orange versus like an umber orange, which is kind of what he went with. So respect for that, obviously, but he's you kind of alluded to this earlier, but like he just works. He works and he works and he works and he works. And like if you see process photos or you see like time lapse or whatever, he's done a lot of videos over the years of like him working on things, and like you just see like the final product when it really starts to emerge. It's something really special, and I think some of that is technique, but I think a lot of it is just like his desire to like develop that final image. It really comes out at some point, and this is a winner in my mind. Like Alberto's taste is horrible for the most part. But the fact that he decided to commission Tommy Lee Edwards, I have to give him some credit on this one.
Alberto got a lot of nice commission pieces out of OAX. I know you do. It's but yeah, he surprisingly, I mean, he took a lot of chances. I mean, anybody doing commissions takes a chance here or there, but impressed with some of the stuff that he got and some of the it wasn't all Cap and Red Sonja. But it was close. But still, either way, at the end of the day, he did pretty well. I mean, come on, he got Pratt to do a cap for him too. I'm sure Kazra maybe had a little help in that as well. But it's still, at the end of the day, I mean, man, he took some chances and he scored.
Can you put Marcus's up? That's perfect.
Oh boy.
This is an instance of a blind squirrel getting a nut.
Well, I wish Alberto were here to defend himself right now.
I don't. He can watch this on the rewind when he's powerless to comment.
Oh man, well, but another great piece by Tommy. I saw a few. I didn't get to see everything he did. I guess maybe I should go and do some more calf searches just on his name to see if there's what the other commission pieces came out of.
There were a couple other really nice ones that I saw in like different sizes and things like that. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have to look around. Oh, well, okay. Tommy is one of the few people that I want to say hi to, and I don't think I had the chance to. I don't even remember walking by his table, even though I know I did.
Such a nice guy too. Good Lord.
Yeah. Where are we going to next? Okay. So I pick a Mannix. You've got a Mannix too, but come on, there was a lot of great Mannix pieces posted after OAX, and this is a big one too.
It's incredible. And what really, I picked this because it burns my ass, like so many things that Daryl buys. But he and I were talking a long time ago about because I have a Brian Level kind of like reimagining of this cover. And I thought, I had this brief moment. I picked that up at Heroes a few years ago. And I thought, you know what, maybe that'd be a cool commission theme. Like maybe I should get people to recreate Punisher Limited Series #1. That'd be fun. And look what Daryl does. He's
almost mocking you in this photograph,
right?
I feel like.
He goes to like the guy that we all know and love for his cover recreations. And Mannix, of course, smacks it out of the park. I think it's true. Jeff, you're onto something.
I think Jeff is right as well. Is it really Alberto's birthday? I didn't know it was Alberto. It's probably not his birthday today.
I'm sure he's out at some fancy restaurant if that's the case.
Yeah, but yeah, that's I know. Let me get back to the artwork piece so we can actually look at it again. But no, it's amazing. You're right. Now that he's done it, you can't do it. He's I mean, but come on, this thing is just absolutely stunning. I mean, it was the original, of course. He's working with some great source material there, but Mannix has just made this his, and it's freaking unbelievable.
What I think is so cool about these is the balance that he's able to strike between like slavish recreation and complete abandonment of recreation. Like the pose, the expression, the 45s, like that is all like dead on from the source material. And then you look at the whole thing, the text, which he does such a great job recreating, all that stuff is just like, picture perfect. And then it's so clearly not, he just knows when to like veer off.
Nope, I completely agree. Yeah, Daryl did incredibly well. If this isn't on his wall by now, I'll be disappointed. But yeah, that's good. And hey, Jiggy, always good to see you in the chat, my friend. And
Jiggy,
Marcus
get a beard on that photo. Let's go.
That's right. He's still got his high school yearbook photograph in there.
That's little Jiggy.
Little Jiggy. All right. Marcus says you can get the cover to issue 3 if you wanted.
Oh, not a bad idea.
That would be a bad choice, but this was a good one. All right, Daryl, congrats, my friend. Next up, so J.H. Williams. This was actually on my list too. So come on. I mean, how could it not be on? Both of us want to pick it. This is just absolutely beautiful, man. I love the tonal work on her figure, and then just the non-tonal work on the characters and the motion around her. I love this illustration. And at first I was a little kind of like, I wasn't sure I liked the white space around her, but the more I looked at the image, it's just started working more and more.
It's got to be there, right?
Yeah, it has to.
When you look at the whole thing, it has to be there. Otherwise, it's too busy. It's too cramped. It's like visual like swamp water at that point. That white kind of saves the whole thing in a way. Yeah. So as an illustrator, it's a super smart choice. I've talked about JH, I feel like so many times on the show now. I'm such a fan of his stuff. You know, both of the things you highlighted for sure. Like I really like how he leans in on the tonal portions of a piece, and then some of it is just, you know, straight up, you know, more starkly inked, traditionally inked. He's so clever, so smart about like where he picks and chooses to have those elements, you know, from a design standpoint, but also like he's just such an incredible illustrator. You know, I mean, draftsman and designer and like all those things, you put him together, like he's something else.
Nope, I agree. I mean, just his line work is just beautiful. I mean, you look at the hair or just the folds in the in the clothing on this
And the
figure.
different weights and yeah.
I mean, even you know, even handling the line work on this guy's jacket, right? I mean, shoot, it's stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful, and he just has the way he, you know, he's filling in these blacks. I mean, you know, it's J.H. Williams from the, you know, the work that you've seen from him before. It's beautiful. Yeah. No, well, you stole this one from me. I actually had it. I had it in my set. I think I might have even put the owner in the email twice because I had it in there, and I forgot you had it. And yeah, so Tim D might have got listed twice because I had it in there right till the bitter end. So yeah, but I
Well,
think
I'm glad we both love it because it's definitely worthy of talking about.
so. It was the cover to Batwoman 10. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. And Tim D, how long has he been? Tim's been on CAP for 11 years. Well, congrats, Tim. That's a keeper right there. And then wow, and Adam Hughes. You don't pick Adam Hughes too often.
I don't. So partially because the ladies last week, like I think threatened us that like somebody had to pick this, but you know, to be honest, I would have picked this anyway. It's got that like, you know, Alphonse Mucha feel to it for sure, but like, you know, there's the Art Nouveau element to it, but also I love this whole thing flows top to bottom. Like she kind of, I don't know, almost doesn't need to be there in a way. Like it could just be design elements and the composition would work the same way ultimately. So, you know, I love how he picks out the rendering and all the skulls. You get the drapery. I mean, you get all the female figure, obviously he's so well known for, but this kind of like exceeds, in my mind anyway, some of the tonal stuff that we see from him, because he doesn't get to use Copics. He doesn't get to use, you know, whatever. He's just kind of forced to render all this, you know, really more chiaroscuro kind of traditional style.
Yeah, no, I stopped to look at this one as well when it came up on my feed. No, it's gorgeous. It really is
And
nice.
The hair, Bill.
Right. I mean, because you look at it's got volume.
It's an element.
Yes, it is. I mean, shoot, man. I mean, because it almost isn't hair. It's the way it's drawn, but yeah, it's beautiful. And I love the you know, I know I can't have skulls in my house, but just, you know, very coarse work here that he's.
Bill, you're gonna hate me. I have to go run and get my power cord. Go on. Keep talking.
Okay. Can I keep talking? Yeah, I can. But no, there was like that year or year and a half where it seemed like Adam would kind of lean in and do some really just like coarse work in his pieces. And I don't know, was it around that time when he did that Hellboy like short story? I can't remember, but it was always striking to not see those gorgeous, you know, Adam Hughes fluid lines that you were so used to seeing, and it would throw in something like this where you've got, you know, the cross hatching and the line work going in different directions just to kind of layer it in there. And it almost felt out of place, but it was fun to see in Adam's work when you were so used to just seeing, you know, the fluid beauty of an Adam Hughes pencil line or ink line, to throw something like that in there. But welcome back, Chris.
Thank you.
So we're kind of beer run, says Mr. Wedding.
I had 2 old fashions
What
before.
Marvel
the show,
fans
so I'm good. I'm
Oh, look at
cruising.
Rich Danny's. Look at Rich Danny's is calling you unprofessional. If everyone remembers when I did the interview with Rich Danny's, he had to get up to go to the bathroom once. So just remember that, everybody. So
Thank you, Bill.
all right.
Sticking up for your boy.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Rich Danny's. I think we might see. Rich remembers that too. We do have mystery sketch coming up, and Rich Danny's, I think, is going to be one of our artists doing mystery sketches this time around. So you may get lucky, and get a mystery sketch from Rich.
Follow him on Instagram.
I'd be happy to get something from him. Yeah, very very talented gentleman. So let's see. Was this your? Well, that was your last pick, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So this is in Mikhail's Kafka. All right. I already liked it because I liked him so much. Elvin Ching.
Yeah.
I love Elvin's work, and I thought this was a very nice homage. And I mean, look at that. I mean, everybody knows the original, but I just thought that Elvin's super duper talented. I mean, I've gotten a few mystery sketches from him and a few other pieces from Next Comic Art Drops. I just, he's the guy that fills the page with so much detail. So this is like a great cover for him to do a recreation on, because there's just so much detail in it. So he just gets to play around with everything, and he does the lettering on here too.
Yeah.
I just thought this was great, and
a beautiful job of creating depth with the tones. I mean, the different values on the buildings like really pushes Batman to the forefront.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can see why Mikhail loved this piece, man. He has. How can he not? And I actually had a email. I had to mail a package to Mikhail, and so if Mikhail watches this later, I'll just say it right now. I apologize for the worst packing job, I should say, that I ever did. It made it to him perfectly fine, but I MacGyvered it. I totally MacGyvered it. It was the Palumbo Spider-Gwen piece, because it was oversizzed. And I had I found a box that was the right size, and then I didn't have enough foam core and stuff that I wanted to pack it with. So I just found all the right, all the wrong materials to do it. And I felt confident in it, but I told him, I'm like, please don't be ashamed of me when you open this thing up. Because I was so nervous about it. I literally reopened it after I packed it, and then packed it. I MacGyvered it even more. Because I was so nervous about shipping that Palumbo, because it was big. I mean, that thing was like 16 by 24, so it was kind of heavy and awkward. And and he did say, you MacGyvered it, but it came in just fine.
And especially to Mikhail, who is like known for his packaging.
That's why I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I mean, his was the last thing I packed, and I would literally had run out of all the best stuff. I should have packed his first, just to feel like, I was sending the right pack job to the master, but I didn't. Anyway, I hope he doesn't think less of me.
Mr. Blue Tape himself.
All right, so Derek got this wonderful piece from Mannix and he picked it up at OAX as well. The Transformers movie poster, artwork. It's everything you love in a Mannix and more. I mean, and we know the affinity that Derek has for the Transformers and other IPs from that era.
40th anniversary of this movie this year.
What's that?
40th anniversary of the
40th
Transformers movie this year. It's on tour.
Wow. Well, it is there you go. Double Mannix tonight. You're right, Marcus. And it is insane, Tom. I really I love this piece when I caught a glimpse of it at OAX, but man, gosh darn it. And it's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Well, I mean, and Derek's the man. Did he post any images with this one? Yeah, see. Oh yeah. Well, of course. Let's see another smiling.
There we go.
Oh man. Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Tom, we all cried watching this movie. If you don't cry when spoiler alert, Optimus Prime dies. If you don't cry when that happens, you don't have a soul.
Am I allowed to say I didn't see the movie?
Oh, Bill. I feel like I need to kidnap you, like Clockwork Orange style.
Clockwork Orange me, right there you go.
Open and expose you to like a missing 25 years of pop culture.
I've seen all the Transformers movies that came out in the last,
They
12.
suck.
Sorry, I did watch a lot of the cartoons, but I didn't see the movie.
Oh
There you
man.
go. Robert Berman just said, I just showed that film to my 13-year-old last week, and he loved it.
Well,
But
I'll tell you
Agent
what, you don't
X
need to
says,
be 13 to love this movie. It's still good. It holds up.
all right, is it on can I stream it? Do we
Likely.
know?
Likely.
All right, then I'll find a way to watch it. I'm sorry. I'll start there. I'm not going to start with DC, but I'll start
You
with
know
the
what's gonna
Transformers
happen?
movie.
You're gonna become a Springer fan, and then we'll be competing for Springer pieces. He's the best thing in the movie. He's the Han Solo of the Transformers.
Okay. All right. I believe you. I'm going to have to. Well, all right. I've got to see it for myself.
Okay.
All right. Next up, James. This was I kept going back. I know nothing about Dirty Pair, I have to say, but I've always appreciated Adam Warren's art. There's just something about it that is always appealing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, I know nothing about the stories, but I just thought this one, I love all the tonal work in here, and I'm assuming there's some zip clearly. But I just thought it was great. I just love the whole layout of the page. I just think it's just awesome. I mean, and
Adam Warren can really draw. I
Mhm.
mean, you don't you have to really pay attention to what's happening in these pages to, I think, fully understand how talented the guy is, because he's drawing something in, a manga style, which is inherently a little more simple. But that third panel, look at how well drawn that is.
Yeah. Just throwing a tub of popcorn, but yeah, I agree. I mean, I love it. I mean, it's no, this whole page is just fantastic. I see this and I'm like, I want to own a Warren Dirty Pair page now, because
Yeah.
it's fantastic. And the thing is, you never see these, and whenever they come up, they get snatched up immediately, because there's not enough of it out there,
Not many.
and the people who love it, like James, love it a lot. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Yeah. Well, congrats, James. I had to pick this one. Then where are we going to next? The Nosferatu. Now this is in John Monteleone's CAF gallery, which I think he really just started posting in. When I got to his gallery, he only had like 13 pieces in there. But I reached out to him, like, because all illustration, kind of an angle, and so I was like, would you like to do an interview sometime? Because I looked up, he's got an IMDb record and everything, so I don't know a whole lot about him, but seemed like an interesting person. And he said that that he would love to do it. He's like, I'm glad you like what I posted, but he talked about some of the genres of art that he also collects. So he said that after he fills out his CAF gallery a bit more, he would come on, because the things he said he also collects sounded really interesting. And but at any rate, I mean, this is just I mean, come on, it's freaking amazing. The whole, this could be another one-page story at the beginning of a Ghost issue or something, where you don't even need to go beyond it. It tells just enough. And it's from 1971. Yeah, Bernie writes in 1971. I just think this is it's stunning. The composition is great. And it kind of looked like that cruise piece that we were looking at earlier, where it's just weaving bits and pieces together.
Yeah, like the spindle for the bedpost.
You get the bedpost in it, right?
The cool, really exaggerated, stilted angle on the castle in the background. Honestly, when I first saw this, I thought, even if that top left quadrant of this was just like a chapter illustration or something for a Stephen King book, that alone would be a great image. But you get all this other stuff.
Nope, I agree. I mean, look at the Nosferatu, the hand lettering there for that. That's so cool. But yeah, I thought this was great, and hopefully we'll get John on the channel maybe sometime in the summer. But yeah, I thought this was great. But definitely, if you're not, I don't even know if I actually added him to my watch galleries. No, I'm not. So there he is. Well, he didn't even add 13. He only added nine pieces. But
who's that piece from, Bill? Is it
what the heck was it? Published in the Comic Arts Journal in 1982. So I guess it was just a spot illustration, something fun to do. Cool. But yeah, what else did he have? He had a Krenkel that was nice, another Wrightson. I mean, all of it like, top shelf stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at that. And the Frazetta. Wow.
Mhm.
Anyway, and he likes wacky pack arts too. Look at him, Mork and Mindy by Bill Ward.
That's eclectic.
That is a very eclectic. So yeah, but I mean, I'm telling you, this the thing that he said he has a lot of isn't even represented in here.
Hmm.
So I'm looking forward to again seeing what he posts, and we'll get him on here for an interview sometime soon, I hope.
All right.
And then I actually picked two pieces from Jeff Wedding's gallery, everybody, and I apologize.
Ooh.
Both pieces were OAX pickups, and they both were sketch cards. I just thought they were so strong, and it's just the one thing that I'm sure everybody who went to OAX or saw lots of stuff being posted to CAF afterwards, the sketch card work was just top notch. I mean, the stuff that came out of the show, the stuff that was done for pre-OAX, just unbelievable amount of great sketch card pieces, and I mean, I was floored. I mean, we sent out a lot of sketch cards to the artists that were taking them, and a lot of those artists took the time to do pre-drawn sketch cards on the OAX stock. And man, I was just, I was blown away, and I can only imagine, how that's going to evolve over time. But
I was just gonna say, I feel like it's growing, right? And I feel like the artists are kind of like feeding off of each other a little bit, like they're pushing one another, like either consciously, subconsciously, whatever. But yeah, the level of sketch card that's happening at the show now is really reaching. It's like tip top.
Yeah, I mean, it totally is. I mean, this is by PJ Katakutan, and it's with Next Comic Art, and the other piece I picked was the Roy Mercado Chewbacca. I mean, again, they're beautiful. And it was a smart move on our part to go with like a heavier stock, because it let the artist probably do a little bit more work on the piece than they might have normally. And yeah, and it paid off incredibly well.
I love the brushwork on Chewy. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So congrats, Jeff. I think you even had a few other sketch cards that you posted this week that I could have picked as well, but these two were my favorite. And yeah, so I think this is awesome. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing happening in the community today. And it's funny. I mean, my Maureen's cousin Michelle picked up like 6 sketch cards at the show. So it truly is like a stepping stone. It's like it's your foray into becoming an art collector. It's everything I think Kazra talked about when the notion of sketch cards and stuff became a topic of conversation at CAF HQ, and it's doing exactly what
finally Kazra did something that's working.
Oh, don't you? This was right one of the first things that was done. It's come around, but at any rate, great stuff here, Jeff. Congrats, man. You've scored well, and actually when Dan Goodwin was he dropped by the weekend before last, and he has this a huge portfolio where, like, I've got a tiny one where it's like 3x3 sketch cards you can put in it. His you can fit 4x4. And I'm like, this looks so much more impressive than mine. He goes, well, the measurement is just a little bit bigger than an 11x17 page when you have it. I'm like,
okay,
that's what it is. I'm like, son of a bitch. Mine looks like it's a 9x12.
Sure.
The presentation in a larger binder is so much better, and it's a different case too. And I wrote down the brand, but it just made me want to get throw out my 3x3 one and get one the size that he had, because it looked so much more impressive to have.
Can you go back to Asajj quick?
What's that?
Can you go back to
Here, let me go here. There we go.
I love how he staged this. The background effectively is within the confines of the quote unquote image area of the card. And then she's like literally, it feels like superimposed over top of that and like breaking all 3 out of 4 edges.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't even think about it like that. You're right. He did go ahead and do the background here, framed within the space. Yeah, framed within that ruled line that we put on there.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I think this is fantastic. Well, I love, this is my favorite sketch card of the week that was posted for sure. And oh yeah, Josh Middleton says sketch cards are a great idea. That Chewbacca was fantastic.
Praise.
Oh man, Casper hasn't worn the Modoc hat on stream yet. Says Agent X710. He actually did put it on for a team meeting though, so I can say that it was worn.
It's in use.
I did not take a picture of the screen when it went on his head, but I did see it. I did see him wear it. But anyways, yeah, you're right. This thing is, man, you're spot on, Chris, about this piece. But it just shows you that even on a small scale, you can be versatile and creative. And it's funny, look, even the tangents of her costume touching the corners there it actually makes it better.
Yeah.
This thing just keeps getting better the more I look at it. All right, I got to move on from it. What's next here?
Oh man.
Yeah, I thought this was fun, right? Come
Come
on.
on.
Art Adams. I mean, I don't pick Art Adams all the time when I see his stuff, but I just thought this one was just too good not to. I love the, I always love Spider-Man with the webbing under his arms, and I just love the fact that that's on there and it's over top the webbing on the background. I mean, it's just a beautiful composition, absolutely fantastic. Rendering of Spider-Man here. I love it. I love this piece.
It's Falcon, right? I mean,
it is Falcon.
It is. It's like it's the classic costume. It's the classic logo. It's the classic masthead. Yeah, it's by arguably one of the best guys to ever do it, Spidey or otherwise. Yeah, I mean, this is absolute Falcon material.
Yep, completely. And then, all right, then Larry. Well, this is Larry's, right? Yeah, Larry's Stash of Art is the name of Larry's calf gallery. So Jay Lee, I don't pick Jay Lee too often, but this is like that, that classic era, stuff going on here from X-Men.
They did a lot of staring together at the horizon in this period.
They did. They absolutely did.
A lot of it in Australia.
Yeah. Well, the Outback was pretty cool back then for them. But you're right. There's just something about this that made me think of that of me going back and reading all the back issues that I missed from X-Men, and I just thought this was great, and just seeing something from that was cool from being posted by Larry, because Larry had that period where he wasn't sharing a lot or wasn't collecting a lot because of his new dadhood sort of thing, and here you have this great end page to X-Men Annual 16, right? I think
I was so happy to see him show up at OAX. That was great.
Nope, I completely agree. Everybody should high five Larry for this one. Staring at blooming onions, says Robert Perman. All right. I got a couple more here.
What are those 8,000 calories and not be phased by it? You've never seen Colossus with a pot belly?
No, you don't. All right, I got a couple more pieces here. I just picked this one. It's Dragonlance, right? So for me, I love TSR. I love anything related to this kind of era and genre and stuff. So Ron Randall, probably somebody I don't think I've ever picked anything by. Randy Elliott is an inker. I know I've picked some pieces that he's inked before. For me, it's just a cool page. I mean, I see this thing and it's like, I'd love to have this piece in my collection.
Yeah,
I think it's indicative of the book and the storytelling and of the era, and why these kind of why the Dragonlance books resonated with a lot of people who played D&D and stuff. So I love it. I'd buy this page twice over. I just think it's that good. I love it. I love everything about it.
Awesome.
I could keep saying it over and over because I like it that much. But look at it. It's in the collection is the Narrative Art Collector. Oh, Stephen N. I had no idea. I didn't even look to see who was the owner of this one. Well, congrats, Stephen.
Did he change his? Is this a new gallery for him, or did he rename?
No, I think he's just renamed like his first and last name, and I guess he's renamed the title of his overall calf gallery to the Narrative Art Collection. Okay. All right. Either way, I love this page. I mean, come on, man, I'd buy it 3 times over. All right, and then I had to add in a couple pieces here. Wow, I see a little funky thing going on there. Look at that.
Nothing wrong with John Byrne drawing the thing.
No, not at all. I mean, come on. This page kept popping up on my my like most commented list. It was on the most viewed list for a little while, and I kind of, you know, had left it off to the side where I was like, you know, it's we pick a lot of John Byrne, but
so Chuck's not in the chat, so I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I think, in my opinion, this is the last best thing that he did.
And Chuck just, you say that, and he just magically appears.
Whoa!
Oh boy. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that as far as like his published stuff is concerned, I think this book is the last best thing he did.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't say that for sure, but yeah, but I agree. One of it's one of my most favorite things that he's done. I mean, I put this after his Uncanny work, at least for for me. But I love this. This is, it's a throwback to I mean, Byrne always loved to kind of go back and retell old stories and things, and just kind of like find ways to tip his cap to the early creators, right? And so I think this is a beautiful page. And when I had to knock out something from you, this is the page I picked to add in there. So
how many times did he even draw Lumpy Thing? I mean, not many.
No, not a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Marcus's Lab Rats was after this, so he's
exactly. Marcus was making my point.
Yeah. But congrats. Obviously Cab has been picking up. I mean, he's been picking up a lot of really nice pieces. He has an affinity for Rawhide Kid and a few other things that, maybe not are produced by the most stellar artists out there. But when he goes and picks up something from a storyline of note or an artist of note, man, he has been adding some great pieces to his collection the last couple of years, and this is one of them.
Yep.
And then, hey, I'm just throwing this one in here as my last. It's a piece of my art. All right, and I see Nick is
Bill.
So here we go. I just wanted everybody to see it one last time, because it was a wonderful gift. The artist is Derek Jones, and what more can you say? But I had to show it off. I mean, I love,
this is how that would go.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Look at that. Kapow. That's like the hair on the side of the Hughes illustration a minute ago. It's just layer upon layer of
this is like Daniel Warren Johnson level gore.
Isn't it? That is actually what it reminded me of when I first saw it. I was like, yeah, DWJ would push it to this extreme. So Derek definitely did as well. So there you go. I just thought this was really and the thing is, it's great to see in person, because it's the paint is I don't know if it's gouache or acrylic. It's very heavy, and
you can tell it's really opaque and it's really bright.
Exactly. No, it is. But did I show you this at OAX? I don't think I did. I don't think I got to show it to anybody, but you would have been impressed by just the quality of the piece and how dense the paint is on this thing. So thank you, Nick, for the gift. I love it, and I definitely have always kind of admired Derek's work, and now I admire it even more. Then there's only like 6 pieces of his on CAF or something. There's not enough of his artwork on CAF, so look to commission the guy, because he's super duper talented. It's gouache. Okay, there we go. That's why it's as rich as it is.
It has that like I don't want to say flatness, but that feel that gouache like.
It looks like when I first saw it, it looked like a screen print. I mean, it had that kind of that feel to it. But yeah, I love it. So there you go. I've never done that before. I've never picked one of my own pieces before to show off, but here I have done it.
You make the rules, you can break the rules.
That's so true, man. Wayne says I could do a marble death match. It has to be marble, of course, Wayne. It can't be
skulls, though.
No.
So they can be decapitated as long as you can't see the skull.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. I show it to Maureen. I don't remember what she said when she saw that piece, though. Anyway. All right. Well, Chris, as always, lots of fun, man. And I mean, we'll be at it next week. I'll be curious to see. We'll probably end up overlapping a little bit here or there, but I'm gonna try. Maybe I should try to get my picks in first. If I just did them first, then that
first next week. That's fine. Just go ahead and do it and send it.
that would be that
We
would be
used to do it that way.
yeah, no, I know. Well, I'm going back to it. I'm sorry, I'm still looking at my the Cyclops image. But all right, so as always, Chris, it's fun hanging out. I'm glad we got your intro music back on track here for things. And have a really good week, and I'll see you again next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, man. All right, so we've made it to the end of the show in record time, 2 hours and 38 minutes. I like that. So again, for those of you who will be in I guess the tri-state area, right? I will be in New York tomorrow. I land around 2 o'clock. I'm going to check out the offices of Metropolis first. Then I get to hang out with Rich Cirillo for a little bit, and yeah, just a full fun weekend. Anthony's Warehouse. Is will it be the highlight? Yeah, I feel like I've been inside his warehouse 300 times already, but I will be there on Saturday morning. Anthony promises pizza for everybody that shows up. No free artwork, but pizza, and I guess he's even buying beer. I don't know. That's what he said. That'll be on Saturday, probably from like 10 to 1 is what I'll probably be there, because I definitely want to get into Manhattan with Dan Poddick and check out the Society and the Jansen exhibit. So anyway, going to be a fun-filled weekend. Then I'll be at Comic Art Con. So anybody going, I'll see you there. Otherwise, we'll be back at it next week with the Mocha preview with some independent artists that will be joining Sardo, and I imagine Casper might be on that one as well. That'll be on Tuesday, and we'll see you then. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. If I see you I hope to see some of you in New York. Otherwise, you'll see us back on the channel next week. Good night, everybody.